Welcome to the XP Guild. My name is David, and this beside me is Bill. We are co-creators of the XP Guild.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for the wonderful players joining us. This is our Wiltram Locomotive Company one-shot. We've kind of written a module. We did our first test 2 weeks ago now, and we wanted to... The plan is we're going to upscale the whole thing so that we can kind of get different levels involved. So once we release the module, we'll have some guidelines for stepping up the difficulty of the module. And so here we have 4 players, a level 3 that we're going to get into.
Let us begin. Welcome, watchers of the cosmos. I am glad you could come. Yes, we are here to tell the tale of these 4 specialists. But first, you must know the land in which they come from and the train that they are about to rob. Now, watchers, peer into your viewing crystals and let us take you on a journey through the icy snow-covered peaks of the vast Faustino mountain range. This mountain range houses an especially important settlement dug deep within the rock itself. As you fly over those very peaks, you settle your eyes upon a well-established mining camp known as the Deep Delve. This mining camp belongs to an immensely powerful mining group known as the Iron Peaks Mining Group. It's run by dwarven thugs that will hunt you down for the one purpose to teach you a lesson for daring to steal their company. They often break bones, destroy property, take any valuables, and leave you as an example for others so they don't attempt similar actions. The snows are beginning to melt as springtime returns to the region. The spring rains are strong and come in waves during this time of the year. Watchers, as you focus on this mining camp, you see a rather large, heavy-duty steam locomotive with several train cars attached to it, sitting on some tracks within a loading dock in the midst of the mining camp. It seems to be busy with activity as you see all manner of crates, boxes, barrels, and other goods packed in bundles and waiting to be loaded. Those moving about and loading such things are dwarven workers, and they seem to be loading 2 very specific train cars, each of which has no windows to speak of. The dwarves seem to be loading a very large crate itself into an open hatch as they lower it down. Surely something very valuable is within that metal container, and the dwarves don't want anyone or anything to have it. Now you're thinking to yourself, what do these 4 have to do with what is going on? Well, you see, they live far from this area towards the south. As the saying goes, let's fly like a bird towards their location. We leave those dwarves to their business and take off towards the south, flying over the Faustino mountain range, passing over snow-covered mountaintop after snow-covered mountaintop, eventually coming over the region in which the mountain meets highlands, and then those highlands fades into the green forest. After that, you head into green fields and pastured lands, lush with spring flowers blowing within the cool winds as mountain rain showers the landscape. You look below and see the wide metal railed path of which the train you left within the mountains will soon take to its destination. Off within the near distance, this rail line seems to be heading into a small bustling town filled with folks going about doing what townsfolk do. This settlement is called Crossroads, and it seems to be big enough to have a small but yet noticeable train depot with lots of activity presently. We continue down the path towards the south, passing over bridges, cliffs, valleys, and eventually farmland, as far as the eye can see. Upon you see walls rising out of the horizon like an ominous beacon. As you get closer and closer, we begin to see buildings rising beyond the walls and form a place known as Umberhaven. As you fly into its heart of this metropolis, it's choked full of smoke and grime as thousands upon thousands of chimneys belch forth its waste into the air itself. The rains from spring doesn't seem to wash it away. Instead, only make making it muddy, miserable, and wet. This is where those 4 ruffians live, work, and eke out some kind of existence within the thriving, bustling civilization that never sleeps. These 4 belong to the Labyrinth, a massive thieves guild that operates right out of Umberhaven and has connections throughout the world. They have different branches that are tasked with specialized jobs. These branches are known as the Minotaurs, and each branch has a distinctive color. These 4 belong to the Gray Minotaurs, in which is charged with burglary, house invasion, safe cracking, and locksmithing. How these 4 managed to get into this branch? Who knows? What we do know is each of them just got a promotion. They each received a single piece of paper with a green mark on it, and that mark represents that they have been promoted from specialist to mission boss. Now, they haven't officially gained that title just yet, for you see, there's one last mission that they must go on to prove that they are boss material. Each of them are going to the head boss of the Gray Minotaurs, known as Theodore Booth. He has been their boss for some time now, and every mission that they have done was through him. He operates out of the Amber Crown, an upscale lounge with cigars, billiards, card games, fine spirits and wine. Fine artwork and plush seating adorn the interior. This is where high-end backroom business deals are made, and the newest gossip and news of high society and the world at large can be found. Oh, this should be good. Look there. There they are. Let's focus on these 4 now and listen in as they head towards the usual meeting spot around back of the establishment. The one that guards the back entrance is a big bruiser of a man, known simply as Eddie the Doorman. He's a no-nonsense 8-foot Goliath that you don't want to mess with, no matter how skilled you are. I need the entire party to roll a d4. Who wants to go first, John or Bane? Let's start off with John. For the watchers, what is your character name? What does he look like? And what is going on within his mind as he heads toward the back of the Amber Crown, holding that green marked piece of paper?
John is about 6'2", has long black dreaded hair and a ponytail, has a long trench coat, and he just looks extremely rugged. He's a human. His name is John, obviously. Well, that's not his real name, but he doesn't like to tell people his real name unless he really knows them well. And all he's thinking is like, about goddamn time they got me running all these rookies and doing all these senseless missions.
Brad, who are you? And what do you look like? And what is going on within your mind as you head toward the back entrance of the Amber Crown with that green marked piece of paper?
Bane is a warforged wearing basically a very Western trench coat, cowboy hat, chaps, very well Western decked out, like basically looks like he walked out of a black and white noir Western film in a sense. He is simply interested in what the next objective is going to bring for him and how it serves his deity, the Raven Queen.
Brock, who are you? And same question.
Brock Bat is a large individual with long limbs. He is from the race known as the Bugbear. He has scars and stuff on his face, and he always seems to have a bit of a scowl. He wears something similar to like a trench coat, jacket that he covers up. He has a vest and a shirt, but underneath it's his mithril half plate, which is a little more form-fitting. It's a little easier to hide under the clothing. He's not very deceptive, but he likes people to underestimate him if possible, even though he looks like he's not too intelligent. He used to be part of the Marines, and he worked on a ship, but he was dishonorably discharged for his temper, which tries to keep under control now. He's still at home with the Minotaurs, and he wants to be able to prove himself that he's more than just muscle.
Awesome. Mason, who are you?
I'm playing as Salt Hestia, the Scourgeborn. He's a lizard folk. He's copper skinned, and he has a bow strapped across his chest, even though he wears what looks to be a trench coat, but it has red and black on it exclusively, except for buttons. The buttons are golden, and he's wearing a fedora that's tilted over his eyes so you can't see him. At this time, he is smoking a cigar, and what he's thinking about is, how is this gonna help his cult?
Excellent. As each of y'all hand the note to Eddie, Eddie takes the note from y'all. He looks at each and every one of y'all and groans, and heads inside to deliver it to Booth, one by one, each and every time. For you know that Eddie is not the jokey type, no matter how much you poke fun at him or anything like that. As you stand and wait for Booth to come, you see your other companions. The question is, have y'all worked together before on any missions? Or do y'all know each other just in general? We'll start off with Brock this time.
I guess anyone has probably worked with Brock before, and they know he's usually tries to be calm and collected, and he's not all muscle. He knows at least knows how to sneak around if needed, how not to make noise, and never put him in front to talk to people. He's probably the worst one to talk to others, because he will either piss them off or they will piss him off. When his temper goes, things change in him. He might have been with everybody before, at least at some point, so they know what to expect from him.
Bane.
So, Bane, the living shadow, he holds a very reserved but a heavy, charismatic weight on his shoulders. So he has a very creepy, disturbing presence he likes to give off, where he has no expression on his face. When it comes to his victims, he likes to instill like this dominating fear into them. And amongst with his comrades, he may come off a little bit selfish for his own goals, but he's cooperative to an extent.
Salt.
They would know that Salt doesn't actually get into combat in close range almost ever. Salt would rather stay back and just pepper people with arrows. But they would also know that Salt has a quite sadistic streak to him. He enjoys pain inflicted on others usually.
John's probably worked with at least 2 to 3 of them. Probably been a while, but he's mainly focused on the job, and that's the main goal. And if the job doesn't go like it's supposed to, then things won't go well.
Are y'all discussing anything while y'all wait?
Salt's probably just rubbing his ring, which has a symbol of Rakdos on it, but otherwise he's not talking to anyone.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I think John would be silent too. He's just waiting for the Goliath to come back so they can get their briefing.
Brock
Is
is
better.
Oh, that's better. Brock is resisting flicking little stones at Salt because he knows he likes it, but he's resisting it because maybe he gets a little pleasure of torturing him a little.
Okay. Bane.
Bane is pretty much monologuing inside of his head and basically essentially just kind of surveying the area.
Yeah. Eventually, Lord Theodore Booth comes out. You see a tall, wiry human male standing roughly about 6'1". He has short black hair and a goatee that's oiled and turned up at the tips. He wears a large round monocle upon his face and is dressed in a manner that states that he's a gentleman of high standings. Holding a fancy goblet in one hand and all of your green marked pieces of paper within the other, looks at y'all in his usual manner and says to the party,
Interesting selection they've sent me for this opportunity of yours. And it'll take time to look over each and every one of you with this kind of a scornful, discerning eye as he sizes you up. Well, I suppose they think you're ready for a chance. I will give it. A train is leaving the mountains. Upon that train is an item that we would like. A pair of bracers, dwarven made. We have a buyer in the city that will pay us handsomely. The Iron Peaks Mining Group is sending these bracers down, and they should probably be in a nice safe in the middle of the car somewhere. I'd like you guys to retrieve that. Anything else that you can manage to get, of course, you're welcome to. Minus, of course, the guild's normal 20% take on it. In addition, be wary what you take. Not only do the dwarves use it, other syndicates use this train to transport goods they'd rather not see walk away. Joshua Redgate has stables and a spot for you to go to prepare. However, we will need you guys to go quickly as the train is already making their way towards the city of Crossroads, which is about a 50-mile ride. Horses will be provided at Joshua Redgate's stables. Everything else, I believe, should be easy. The artifact will be locked up with other artifacts and special artifact car. Any questions you guys have for me?
Approximately how many guards do you think there'll be?
Guards themselves, usually there's close to a dozen or so nearby the artifact, but there are others scattered across the train. Depending on the noise you make, there may not be a problem.
Any other competition that we have to worry about?
No, I don't think so. We've got an inside man that sent us information on this particular shipment. but never know. There also may be private security that I have no knowledge of at the moment, as but a year or so ago, a group of operatives robbed the train of some items and angered some people. If there's any in particular supplies you're looking for, Joshua Redgate may be able to provide that for you. Anything, gentlemen? Well then, good luck. Don't get caught. And he will turn around and return back into the warm comfort of the club from which he had emerged. You can smell fine meats and fine foods coming out of this back entrance and feel a breeze of warm air. Quite a contrast from chilling spring night you guys are on at the moment.
Y'all head to the stables. Each of y'all know it. The stables is basically the base of operations for the head of the Crimson Minotaurs. This is the branch of the labyrinth that is in charge of armed robbery, thugs, and overall muscle for hire. As y'all get to the stables and walk in, a large, muscular human male about 6'3" steps out of the shadows. He is adorned with a short mohawk, an eye patch over his left eye with a scar above that. His left ear seems to be missing a piece from it, and he has various piercings throughout his face. The way he carries himself as he walks out is someone that you would hate to get into a fight with. He seems the type that would just keep on going no matter how messed up he is. Most of you actually know him, and he was your first boss when you first joined the labyrinth. Upon seeing your lot, he smiles rather quirky-like and laughs as he says,
Wow. Great Minotaurs, you guys, huh? Well, hell, I guess weird things have happened. They probably need some muscle there, too. At least I know a few of you can handle yourselves. So, train. Should be fun. I've got some horses that are starting to saddle up, get ready for you. 4 of them will be ready soon. If you guys need things, I got axes, ropes, whatever you might need. Simple stuff, of course. I'll pack the heavy hitters. You guys need anything in particular?
I would like some extra arrows just in case we encounter problems.
All right, I got it. I can grab some. I'll send someone over. And he'll snap his fingers at a guy who's kind of walking by. Yo, go over, fetch. What do we need? 20, 40? Go get us 40 arrows.
Yes, boss.
So, the train road. Theodore asked me to make sure you had a little bit of an idea. I don't know how much of you guys travel by rail, but the train road is running from the mountains all the way down. Crossroads is the last stop it's going to make before it gets here. It's about a 50-mile ride. The horses can make it. They'll be spent by the time you get there. You can either try to get on in the city, whether from legitimate or ill means. If you do buy tickets, though, they do tend to remember those who get on, and they might question if you're not there to get off. But I'll leave that up to you. There's also passes underneath a couple of bridges, few cliff sides, and there's a few hills on the way to the city that it has to slow down a little bit. You can either run on or maybe ride up and jump on. I'm sure you may have some other creative means, but it's kind of the straightforward things I would think of.
Which way would you recommend?
I don't know. I mean, personally, I'd probably chop down a bunch of trees, kill everyone on board, and take everything and leave. But that's not exactly the way the Grey Minotaurs work, and they may take a little less kindly to see mass slaughter and mayhem. But also at times results speak, so I'm told to leave most of it all up to you guys.
While we're talking, I've taken an arrow out of my backpack and started tying a rope to it. We might be able to come from the roof in.
I'm fine with jumping on. If I can get a few javelins, it's not too much trouble.
Oh no, javelins are easy. I got a lot of bruisers who like to throw those things. In fact, hold on. I'll walk over and take a hammer off like a nearby rack and pop open like storage crate, like a long, skinny storage crate, and pull out a few. How many you guys need? Anyone else? Javelins?
No, but do you happen
Hey,
to
it's
have
really
a map
fun
and a
when you can hit
compass?
someone at about 20, 30 paces. Just nail them. You hear that thing kind of go in. Oh, it's beautiful. He'll pull out a few javelins. Help yourself. If you need more, take more. Got about 10 in here. anymore, I'd have to go fetch.
What
Take some
is
daggers.
6 of them.
what is the name of the private security company?
Well, I don't know exactly who or what the dwarves used on there. I mean, the Wiltram company operates that, but the car itself for this one is hired out to Iron Peak's mining facility, I believe. It's a dwarven-run clan, but so I mean, expect dwarven type things, either dwarves themselves who are quite a bit of bruisers, or something a dwarf group may decide to take.
Simply very dwarven.
We don't
Actually, I
normally get looks inside those cars unless, we're going in like this.
I was thinking maybe we need a grappling hook, maybe a couple of them. Anyone have a grappling hook, crowbar, that sort of thing?
I have crowbar and pittons. If those will work.
If you guys need a grappling hook,
I think
like I
maybe
said,
maybe
simple
another
things are
grappling hook.
easy. Yeah, I got that.
Okay, I think maybe another grappling hook and another crowbar. That might be good.
Yeah, no problem. Here, I'll grab you some. And he'll go and he'll grab a couple
Oh.
of grappling hooks.
Another rope.
Yeah, over there behind you, there's a series hanging. I'll take your pick. I only got hemp, but it does me well.
Bane, there. Is that, you need anything?
What's that?
You need anything else, Bane?
I was gonna say, I believe I have a priest kit. I want to, if I'm seen inside the train, I want to present myself as if I'm like a priest.
Oh, you have any of those priest clothes things? What about vestments?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
equipment, it says it's vestments. That's what I have, yeah.
So you have some of your vestments? You got those?
I have vestments.
Okay. The other option, maybe we can go maybe 2 aboard, 2 get on normally, and the other 2 go on maybe climb aboard.
Yeah.
As long as we don't make too much noise, and you might be good to go aboard.
Yeah, I think I will.
And then the little one there, John, is it
Yeah.
Joe? I don't remember. How are you with the disguises? Maybe you get a disguise kit. You go on as one person, you go out and stuff. I don't know.
I don't have one, but I could probably do something if I can get one.
Probably get you a disguise kit.
You don't know how to use one. I don't know. You want to test that out now, but maybe a change of clothes or something. So if you did have to sneak off, then at least you look different.
Well, the horses should be ready. So whenever you guys are ready, go out the back door there. You know the way. Stables are out there. Horses are saddled up.
Before
John,
we
if you wanted
go,
to sneak on, I have a performer's costume. If you would like to try and sneak on as a performer.
wouldn't hurt. Before we go, is there any way I could get a map and a compass and maybe some daggers?
Yeah, I guess we can get you a surrounding map. Hold on. Maps. Don't use maps much. I got daggers. I know where those are. 1 second. We'll go scoop out a couple of daggers, hand them over. Nothing fancy, but they'll do. And map. Oh, you know what? I think I got one in my office. Yeah, the missus wanted to do a trip, so I was working on planning some countryside things. So I'll go to the office. Give me a second. And he'll kind of go into his office and he'll bring it out, little compass. And so it only kind of goes out to about the surrounding countryside. I mean, it's not specifically a train map. We were gonna find some lake or something and hang out, but work got caught up. But it may help if you get lost, figure out the nearest settlement or something.
That's fine. And John's gonna take out a quill, and what he's gonna do is gonna put the map on the table, and he's gonna start marking like areas where we would have like a height advantage to get to the train, like different spots. That way we can figure out which way we want to go in, since they want to jump in and instead of the other one.
Roll me a D6.
It's no wonder this guy wasn't one of mine. I mean, he thinks ahead. He looks at a map. Who does
I rolled
that?
a 4.
You find 4 distinctive areas that would be perfect for this task.
He would turn the map around and he would be like, "What do you guys think?"
It's always good to have a plan going in, but plans never survive the first 5 minutes of a mission. I'm better, I think, on my feet. But go ahead, we need a rough plan, at least to get us there.
Hey, if you guys can make it 5 minutes before things fall apart, you're doing good. Anyways, get to the horses. You guys will probably talk more on the road. I got a special guest I need to attend to. Something about needs to lose all its teeth. So have fun.
You would notice Salt's eyes light up when he says that. Then he shakes his head and goes, "Right, mission." and come back.
Yeah, some people have all the fun.
Yeah, John will go up to Salt and he'll be, you mentioned a performer's costume?
You'll look like a dragon, but I do have a costume.
Couldn't hurt. Plus, I can find somewhere to change afterwards once I'm inside, so.
So I would grab him my Bo's costume and hand him.
You're still gonna need a ticket to get on then.
Yeah, we'll need that as well.
So each of y'all, roll me a d6 real quick as y'all think about tickets and stuff like that. Yeah, y'all kind of reach in y'all's pouch or wherever you keep your money and rattle it around and realize that's how many coins y'all have left. They're gold, by the way.
Do we know how much a train ticket would be?
Has Salt ever taken a train?
Legally? Probably not. On top of it, yes.
Give me a wisdom check or a history if you have history.
22.
Oh yeah, you remember the actual board that had the actual prices for things. It's 1 gold piece per passenger for third class, 5 gold pieces for second class, and 10 gold pieces for first class.
I would tell the rest of the party that.
All right, the horses are all out in the front of the stables. It's raining as usual during the springtime, dark and gloomy as always. What do y'all wish to do?
All right, you should pay for the train. I always got, anytime I traveled by train, it was already included as part of being troops and stuff. I won't need one, so we need to get 2 tickets. You guys have enough?
I would suggest we get 1 first-class ticket and 1 third-class ticket. I would take the first one and presenting myself as a priest, where I can create a distraction at preventing a charitable, preachy audience amongst the passengers on the train, and whoever is in the third class can be someone who's on the other side of either the first cart or the second coach, and we basically split into 2 teams that we cover all tracks of both highlighted spots.
So you want to split the group right from the beginning?
I like the way he thinks. Pretty smart.
Well, I guess Salt and I will be together, at least to start off.
Mr. Preacher,
Yes.
you need money?
I do.
So I just hold up my scaly hand that's holding my 5 coins and wait for you to accept.
Thank you for your charitable donation.
So do y'all saddle up? And I am assuming that y'all are heading to Crossroads.
Yeah, so just so that we have a clear idea, it sounds like we have at least 2 of you are going to get on the train as passengers. And what's the plan for the other 2? John had found a few spots that you could jump down onto the train.
The closest one out of those spots is a country road bridge that goes over. That's closest to Crossroads.
Does that slow down at that point?
It does, yes.
That might be the best one to start, I guess.
After that, there's a cliff face that it goes in between 2 cliffs through a forested area.
Then we have the 4 horses tied together, like 2 and 2. If we can't get on, then we'll go to the next point. And we'll ride the horses, even if we ride one to the ground and switch, and then ride the other one, and if you need to.
If someone wants to give a survival check,
I will.
sounds like that's up your alley.
That's a wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom survival.
So that would be a 19.
Okay. So you would know, and it was kind of briefly mentioned by, I believe, Joshua Redgate too, is that riding the horses all the way to Crossroads and get there in time for the train is gonna pretty much put the horses out of commission. So 2 of you, if you ride to the bridge, they'll be a little bit better positioned, but they'll still be pretty tired because it is pretty close to there. And the other 2 horses, you wouldn't really be able to have them follow the train along after doing 50 miles of hard riding to get there.
Yeah, you probably got more, maybe like 5 more miles left out of them before they literally die on you from exhaustion.
So we get on, or we don't get on.
Don't miss.
That's what the ropes are for.
All right, do y'all head out? Y'all head out into the rain, away from Umberhaven. Y'all pass through the farmlands and the hills and the pastures. Riding hard and fast, these 4 ruffians head toward Crossroads. Small, bustling town during the evening. Y'all get there. What do y'all wish to do? Or some of y'all get there.
Yeah,
actually.
first, yeah. So first, you guys all would probably arrive to this smaller town, which is a little bit down the road. It doesn't have a train station of its own. It's not big enough. There's small, kind of a farming community, but in this spot, a roadway, bridge has been built over where the train would pass through. There's 2 hills, and they've kind of gouged out a pathway for the train to go through. And the bridge goes over so they can get their cattle over and everything without any danger. You can see the nearby farmsteads. So it's smoke kind of billowing out from one another. There's quite a bit of livestock in this area, but there's some crops that are being grown on nearby ones. So you guys would arrive to that bridge first before the other two would need to go on to crossroads. What are you guys doing as you arrive?
I'm gonna survey the area
Okay, that'll be
and
out here.
see where the best place to jump would be.
Okay, so you can give a perception check if you like. We'll kind of get a better idea.
27.
27, nice. The easiest and most likely spot is the bridge itself that goes over. It's got probably about a waist-high rail to it. The downside of that is it's like the only bridge that crosses this area. There's perhaps an opportunity of a water tower that's built in the event the train needs something and could stop for an emergency, but it would be quite a bit higher than the train itself. So it would increase the risk to yourselves getting on from there, but decrease the risk of visibility.
And it is raining, by the way.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
So, Brock, water tower or bridge?
Whatever looks easier for you. I should be fine.
I'm gonna say we do the water tower. I have enough rope to get down.
Well, it also could be seen standing on the water tower by the engineer or anyone who looks out, happens to be looking out. If we're on the bridge, you may not be as noticed as much. The engine goes through, then we have time to climb over and get on.
Up deal? I'll follow your lead.
All right, I think maybe the bridge might be best, only because we can stay hidden until the train passes, starts passing under the bridge. How traveled does this bridge look?
At this time of the evening, occasionally you'll see some old guy walk past. Not very much. I mean, this is like a small, almost a village. So not a lot of people out during the evening time.
Okay, I think that might work.
So the two of you are going to set space somewhere near or on the bridge, which we'll get back to you. John and Bane continue on to Crossroads, riding hard. Arriving there, you see the train is parked and being loaded up. What would you guys like to do?
John is gonna try to blend into the crowd, and when he gets a chance and he sees somebody that is extremely rich, he's gonna bump into him and try to sell a few coins so he can get a ticket.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
29.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you rather large, rotund. Amazingly enough, he's an elf. As you bump into, oh, how dare you, sir? Oh, and he kind of pushes you away as
Yeah,
you
it would be
continue.
I'm sorry, my apologies. And he would take the coin back and put in his coat.
Got 8 more gold.
That guy wasn't rich.
That was coin on hand. So you see gold, jewels, and all kinds of stuff. Big old nice bag that his servants are carrying. So are y'all heading to the actual ticket booth itself? Or are y'all just kind of scoping out the area?
I'll do a quick scope real quick before I head towards the ticket booth.
Okay, give me perception. Yeah, you look around and you see the different cars, and you see the passenger cars and stuff, and you notice that in front of the train is where that rotund elf is getting on to, and you see they're a little bit more fancier than normal. As you continue walking down each car, just casually doing your thing, you do notice that there is 2 guards standing outside this one train car, and on the other side there's 2 more guards and another train car and some more guards. What you do notice is these 2 train cars have no windows. As you continue down, you see normal folk and whatnot get on the train car right after that, and as you continue further down, you see a bunch of halflings loading the train car. Some of them appear to be in chef attire. Others appear to be in just general kitchen, where they all seem to be loading, produce and goats and chickens and all kinds of manner of livestock and the like. And it seems that they're loading in 2 areas. You see the generalized, basically common food being loaded in the back and more delicate finery at the front.
How close is the kitchen to the guarded station or coach?
It's about 10 cars behind.
Damn.
Yeah. This is a large train.
Okay.
The fine class dining is 5 cars closer.
Where would my first class seating be?
Right now, you're not for certain, but it'll be somewhere in the front of those 2 cars.
Okay.
You haven't gotten a ticket yet.
That's true. Okay. I'll go to the ticket booth then.
Okay, what are you doing, John?
He will group up back with Bane so that way he can grab a normal ticket to get into the train.
Okay. You step up to the booth and you see a ticket person, and they say,
Well, you guys want to buy a ticket or what? Don't just stand there Googling me. I'm taken.
Hello there. The Raven Queen blesses you.
Oh, that's nice. Who's the Raven Queen?
Why, she is the goddess of fate and death, my friend.
I don't want her to bless me too much.
I would like one first-class coach, please.
Oh, yes. 10 gold then.
Here you are.
Oh, thank you. And your name, sir?
I am a priest, known as Bane.
Priest Bane of the Raven Queen. All right. She scribbles it down on the piece of paper, scribbles it down in a book, slides it over. You're going to head up past the midsection of the train there, about 4 or 5 cars back from the locomotive. And those front 2 cars there, those are designed for your esteemed first-class travelers.
Very well.
Are you with the goofy one back there? One with all there's someone with looks like a jester or something.
Oh, no, I work alone.
Oh, yes. Well, I don't blame you. Enjoy your ride.
Thank you.
Please come back and enjoy the Wiltram locomotive trips.
Of course. Queen blesses you.
Not too much, please. Next.
John will walk over. What are the chances that I can get a ticket in the 3rd train, if possible? Cart?
Let me see. Yeah, no. I have plenty of room.
Okay, one of those, please.
All right. 1 gold.
Give
And
her like 2 just to be nice. Here you go
Ooh.
for your trouble.
I'm taken, but thank you.
It's too bad.
I know, right? I should tell my husband that. He'd be happy.
Maybe next time.
Oh, and your name, sir?
Josh,
Josh. All right, Josh. And do you have some fancy god name too?
come again?
Oh, the last one was like so-and-so of the Raven Queen. I just wasn't sure if, you've got some weird get-up on.
Yeah, I'm the bard extraordinaire.
Oh, Josh the Bard. All right. And she writes that on the ticket, writes it in her little notebook. Here you go. You head towards the back of the train. It's fine. The seats have mostly been sanded down. It shouldn't be too rough. Enjoy.
Thank you, and farewell.
Farewell. Please come back and ride the Wiltram train.
So both of y'all head to y'all's designated cars. The ticket master takes both of them and looks at them. That would be car number 2 for Bane, and pretty much the same for John too. So it looks like y'all are 2 cars behind the 2 main unwindowed cars themselves. So Bane is 2 cars ahead and John is 2 cars behind. We turn our attention to our sneaky types. Are we hiding in the bushes or what are we doing?
Well, first, we would have to take the horses across the bridge to make it look more real.
How far from town are we?
Y'all are about 15 miles from Crossroads.
So we're at a village.
Yeah.
Yeah, how far from, like, we're close, we're right at the village?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the village is on one side and a few other buildings are on the other side of the train track.
Because we could,
Mostly farmland and whatnot is on one side and the village itself is on the other. So
I don't know if we should just let the horse loose or if I sell them. It's probably better if we just let them loose, I think.
I was about to say that after we walked across the bridge, we'll let them loose on the side with farmland so they can just run free.
Take off the saddles, we'll ditch those, and we'll, let the horses just run wild.
okay, both of y'all give me an animal handling check.
Okay. 22.
16.
Oh yeah, and without a hitch. I mean, y'all undo everything, swat them on the back behind, and they head off. And they appear to be going south. After y'all ditch the saddles, what are y'all doing?
Salt would probably grab Brock by the hand and say, "Come, I want to show you," channeling in his performer abilities, just if anyone's watching.
Brock lets you do that. He looks at you warily.
And I'll just take him so we can look off the bridge, but it looks like we're actually looking past where the train would be. We're just looking into the sky.
Yeah, give me performance with advantage.
It's an 18, so not bad.
Oh yeah, you see one grumpy old man walk by. Get around! As he continues stumbling across the bridge. Yeah, y'all wait and enjoy the nightly rain as it constantly pours down on top of your heads. We switch back to our priest and our bard. Loading the train takes a while. Bane, you enter the train car. There's a few people. Where do you sit?
Which train car am I in?
You're in the front.
The front? Okay. I would sit across from the tiefling.
Okay. Directly across or...
Oh, yeah, directly across.
Okay. She looks at you and she goes back to just looking out the window.
Hello there, my dear.
Yes.
I am Father Bane of the Raven Queen.
Indeed.
What is your name?
Lestria.
Lestria. What a lovely name.
Indeed.
Of course. What is your business here?
Traveling, of course. Seeing the sights. And you?
I am merely a traveler as well, blessing the path everywhere I go.
Well, good luck with your priesthood.
Thank you. It's been a long journey.
Indeed. And she raises her hand up, and an attendant comes, and she immediately orders food. Back in the third class, where are you sitting, John?
Would that be the cart where all the other people are at?
Yeah, I mean, your common folk seem to be sitting back here.
I guess he would sit right across the gnome lady. That
Okay.
is a gnome, right? Or a halfling?
She's an elf.
This one's a gnome?
Oh, no, she's a gnome.
Yeah, he would sit right there.
She looks over. Are you dressed in the green dragon outfit?
Yeah, I haven't changed yet.
So you are wearing it.
Absolutely.
She looks over at you. She's like super excited. What are you?
Well, I'm a dragonborn, of course. What are you?
No, you're not a dragonborn.
He'll wink and be like, don't tell anybody.
Are you here for parties?
You got me.
My granny had a party once. I'm going to go see my granny, by the way. You want to come to her party?
Sure.
Okay.
And he's gonna like pretty much peek around the corner, see if he just sees any guards like along the way.
Yeah, roll me perception.
It's a dirty 20.
Oh, yeah. You see two standing out on the next train car, and they seem to be wearing padded armor and seem to be wielding crossbows.
I think
And
what
you notice that she's still talking to you, by the way. And you put two and two together. She's not a gnome.
what is she?
She's looks to be maybe 10 years old, human.
Well, hopefully she's not by herself. That's terrible parenting.
And she actually moves behind you and hangs over the railing and just continues talking your ear off about that she's going to go see her granny, and she can't wait because this is her first time on a train trip. Her mommy and daddy had to stay behind. So on and so forth. And she's really, really happy that you're coming with her to go see Granny.
Absolutely. I think with that, like, he's not even paying like much attention to her. And
Okay.
he's gonna start like playing whatever instrument that he was given and just slowly start making his way back. He wants to see if he can get at the other end of the cart,
Mhm.
so that way he can get down here and he can see if the other guys are coming. Yeah.
Okay. Roll me performance.
Jesus. Okay, so I got 22 total on that one.
Yeah. What'd you give him, Assault? Did you give him any kind of musical instrument or anything? What was it?
Pipes.
All right, you begin playing the bagpipes. So are you playing the bagpipes the whole way down?
Oh yeah, he would just play it and look at each person and just kind of like give them a wave and hey, and just keep
Okay.
playing.
Yeah, they actually start kind of like, clapping as you're playing. And as you're heading back, you notice the little girl's following you, doing a little Scottish jig and whatnot as she's following you.
I think before I get to the edge, I would use the message cantrip to message her with my normal voice and tell her, go back to your seat.
She stops, looks around, and shrugs, and continues dancing and following you.
Damn little kid. Well, he'll continue and just stay like halfway here. Not out the door yet, but he will be looking through the door.
Yeah, you look through the door, and you just see another passenger train car with more people.
So we haven't started moving yet, right?
No, not yet. And you notice that little outcropping that when you load onto the train and go through the door, it's all covered. And in between the train tracks, there's a little walkway as far as between train cars and stuff like that. It seems that it could be like pulled up and out as normal. But yeah, just outside, it's like a little covered porch for each train car. And there's a metal railing on the side, so it'd be easy to climb up on top of the train car itself.
Okay, well, as of right now, he's gonna stay in this chair.
Okay.
And once the trains start moving, then he would go out there and get on top.
Yeah, she's basically in the middle dancing. Are you continue playing the bagpipe?
Nah, he'll stop once it's just down.
Okay. And she sits directly across from you and just claps and goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is wonderful. Granny is going to be pleased. And we're going to have apple pie and cakes and all kinds of stuff. But you have to play like a really, really awesome song. Yes. And she just
Sounds
continued.
lovely, dear.
And then she just continues talking to you, just nonstop.
If anything, like if she keeps talking, he's gonna try to act like he fell asleep.
Okay, roll me performance.
Okay, I think this dice are loaded. I just got 20 plus 3.
So how does it look to her as you vaguely pick up her name? Her name is Gina. How does it look to Gina? How you fall asleep?
It looks like he's just sitting there, like, slowly closing his eyes and trying to, not nod off, but he just kind of slinks to the side with the bagpipe, using it as a pillow.
Okay. Yeah, pass out apparently, from what she looks like, and she kind of looks at you and it's like, oh, and you see out of the corner of her eye, she gets up and she wanders up and she begins talking to everybody else, and she's like, shh, and something about the dragon bagpiper sleeping, y'all need to be quiet. And she continues going to each passenger and saying that, and eventually she settles down in a seat. Eventually y'all hear the train horn. And you feel the jerk of the train as you hear the train begin to move. Within that, what is Bane doing?
So Bane is basically going to sit from the car seat, bid his passenger across from a bow. He's basically going to pull out his alum box and go to, hopefully, respectively to each passenger and ask that he would like to provide a prayer in return if they could donate to a charity for the Raven Queen.
Yeah, give me a performance check.
Ooh, 21.
Because you're going to get all your good rolls out.
Right?
Yeah, the only one that doesn't donate appears to be a goblin in the very back seat of the car.
The goblin.
And she looks at you rather grumpily. I'm an atheist. Go away.
My dearest apologies.
Now.
May fate bless you.
None of that.
May you have a peaceful and restful death someday.
If you'd leave me alone, I would. Yeah, the other passengers actually donate to you for 13 gold.
13 gold. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
As each of them says, forgive me, this is only the cash money we have on us. We don't normally carry pocket change, but here you go.
Okay. I'll light a stick of incense in the room.
As you hear off in the distance, oh God, he's doing incense. As y'all continue traveling, are y'all two doing anything else in the train ride?
Oh, actually, are there any guards in this room?
In this room, no.
Okay.
Halfling servants do come in and out. They seem to bring food and fine drink to...
Okay. Oh, shoot. The kitchen... So they're coming from...
Up.
More higher status kitchen, or are there two different kitchens?
Oh, no, higher status.
Okay, I want to ask one of them if I can come into the higher status kitchen and bless the food.
Okay, yeah, roll me a persuasion.
Ooh, I like this. Oh, dang it, I almost hit a nat 20. I got a 6. Damn it.
The halfling, no, sir, no. Our food is already blessed. Very fine light. We really don't want a death priest blessing our food. I'm sorry to say, our souffle is very, very delicate.
I flash 2 4 gold pieces. I was like, but I insist, this food must be precisely blessed.
We do accept donations. Thank you, sir.
Oh, my gold.
Very well, then. Anything you would like?
Not particularly at the moment, but thank you, though.
Indeed. And he goes on about his business. John, are you still asleep?
Well, he's not really sleeping. He would open his eyes once the train started moving.
Mm-hmm.
And he would wait a few minutes before he would start slowly taking off the costume. And he's going to go to the ledge and on top of the cart to wait for the rest of the group.
Roll me a stealth check.
21.
Oh, yeah. You look over and everybody's like doing their own thing. I mean, even Gina is like doing weird stuff, but not paying attention to you. Yeah, you managed to slip it off and move out.
What he would do when he takes it off, he's gonna go through his bag. He's gonna take out a lantern and a few other bulky items and put it inside the costume, so it still looks like there's somewhat of a creature in there sleeping.
Why not? Give me a performance check.
17.
It looks like the Dragon Bard as best as you can. Kind of slumped over. I mean, so yeah, do you slip out the door?
Yep.
Okay, slip out the door.
John, you were planning on climbing onto the roof while you waited, or are you just staying out back?
Well, I mean, if I can see between the carts outside, then I will wait until I see them. But if I can't, then I will climb up.
Who are you trying to see?
Them. like being able to see where them when they're gonna jump in the cart.
Oh, the two of us.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. We turn our attention to the two lovebirds waiting patiently on the bridge. A few people have passed y'all by, not many, few drunks. One even ran up and gave y'all a flower and said how cute y'all are. Other than that, fairly uneventful. But off in the distance, you hear. Do y'all stay in the same position y'all are at, or do y'all turn around? It seems to be coming from behind y'all.
I at least want to look around, see if anyone else is here.
Yeah, give me perception.
Everyone always looks at the train when it comes by. 18.
Yeah, at this time, it's been probably about an hour that y'all haven't seen anybody walk across the bridge. The last one was another young couple that gave y'all the flower and said how cute y'all are and stuff like that. So, and they mentioned a secluded place that they're going to, that if y'all want to, get one later, y'all could. But yeah, other than that, nobody. Occasionally you'll hear dog bark, but yeah, nothing else. But yeah, y'all move around to the position of, looking as the train. And sure enough, off in the distance.
I think at some point when it was had a little bit more visibility, I just realized I don't know if I can see in the dark. Can't remember. Bugbears can. Wanted to get a python into the bridge at some point, like a little hidden if possible, so that we have somewhere to wrap up the rope.
Okay, so you want to try to do something with the rope now?
What I wanted to do at some point when it was a little clear, but I can see in the dark, so it doesn't matter. I want to put a python in to the side of the bridge. I think Salt has some pythons. Put one in, get it ready so that when the train comes, that we're ready to tie the rope on, and it's a lot less stuff to do. So
okay, yeah, I would say you definitely would have time to do so. Yeah, y'all been here for probably about 3 hours now.
Sorry about through the distance for 3 hours. I pulled out a snack. We had something to eat,
Yeah.
We shared food, fed each other,
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm busy watching birds. I forget that we're paying attention for a train. I rolled a 1 on my perception to see the train, so which isn't.
Right. I mean, he has captured your eye, Salt. I mean, all the stuff he's done for you tonight, it has been very, very meaningful to you. I mean, I don't think have you ever had this much of affection between another being before, besides pain?
Pain is the only being I have affection for.
Yeah, so this is quite unusual, quite rare that someone is being this nice to you and sharing moments like this. What are you doing, Brock? As you look over at Salt, and Salt's kind of giving you this stare.
All right, you ready? The train's coming. We should tie the rope up and get it all. Get ready.
I just hand him the arrow that already has a rope tied to it. And go, yeah, I did this a long time ago.
Yeah, so I think you should go down first, and then I'll follow you.
Okay.
The engine passes underneath the bridge as it slows down and makes the town know it has arrived.
Does it fully stop, or does it look like it's gonna fully stop, or just slow down?
It's slowing down, but not to a complete stop.
Okay.
So,
And when it gets slower, I'll just jump.
Okay.
And hold onto the rope that is attached up top somewhere.
Okay.
Say, give me either an acrobatics or athletics check. We'll give you advantage since you are using the rope to facilitate this.
18.
Okay.
Acrobatic.
And Brock?
Oh my god. On the dice, an 8 and a 4, but still 13.
Okay. So you guys are able to jump down, getting on top of the train. Now, I need a dexterity saving throw, as the top of the roof is pretty slick as you guys land.
24.
15.
Okay. Yeah. Brock is a little unsteady at first, but not too bad. His large feet are able to find kind of purchase on this slick, wet rooftop as he lands, but Salt is able to pretty gracefully, easily land upon the roof. What would you guys like to do?
I'll look around and see where the nearest drop down is to get into a car.
The front and the back of every train car, like it comes to a little overhang, but you can see that there is a ladder on either side, like the front and the back, that would go down. It doesn't go directly into the train car, but would come down in the middle of the train cars.
Do we see our friend who said he was trying to look for us by chance?
Let's do a perception check. And John, also, why don't you give us a perception check to see exactly where...
I got 26.
26, okay.
I get a nat 20, and I only get a 20.
We had a 12.
Okay. But you guys would spot him. You landed like a car behind John, and you'd be able to kind of see him peeking out a little bit. And John, they're easier for you to see. I mean, they're coming off a bridge. You're looking for them, you know, just you didn't get rain in your eyes. So you're able to kind of spot these two figures kind of like land on the rooftop and settle in, gaining their footing atop the car.
I would point to Brock that our friend is looking for us, and he's over there somewhere, wherever he is in relation.
He would be below. I mean, as y'all
John
are
would just
on top-
start waving at him to come down. And if anything, give him a hand so that way they don't just fall off.
So who had the higher perception?
Salt.
So yeah, as you're looking down from the top of the train car, you notice that as you look across the train car that John's standing on to the car past them, you see a metal raised box. It almost looks like some kind of hatch in the train car past John.
I would point that out to Brock if he didn't notice it already. And say, I think our target might be in there, maybe.
None whatsoever on top.
Yeah, it's hard
Oh,
to
that's
see. Yeah, up on top, you don't see anything.
Well, that's why I'm gonna crawl along the top and see if I see any.
How are you proceeding? Trying to stay quiet and hidden, or?
Yes,
I figured, but didn't want to assume. Stealth check would be lovely.
18.
Okay, 18. Salt, are you accompanying him, or are you joining John? If you're accompanying, then a stealth check as well.
I thought we had to go a car forward to get to John. Anyways.
No, where y'all are at, basically y'all are on top and the car is in front of y'all and y'all are kind of looking down at John and John's kind of looking up at y'all. But yeah, he's just in the other car.
Okay. I'd follow Brock, and I got wait, what is my bonus to stealth? Oh, +4, so a 21.
All right. Yeah, you guys are able to kind of creep your way forward, and as you kind of get closer, you kind of hear and spot as you kind of peek over the edge. There's two guards in like padded armor. They carry crossbows with them and short swords with them. One of them's like sitting there. He's got his crossbow in one hand and a cigarette in the other one, kind of smoking, and they're chatting back and forth. Yeah, damn this weather. It's so cold. I'd rather be inside working clerk duty or something, man. Freezing my bones out here. I'm going to give them 20 more minutes, and then I'm kicking them out here to freeze for a few.
I look to Brock and say, do we want to get the rest of the party, or do we want to take these two guards out?
I whisper, say, when the 20 minutes they're going in, to get the other guards to come out. That's when we should climb over. So if you want to go get the blind one over there at the back, you won't be able to see. Actually, do I know if lizard folk can see in the dark? Have you your time up here has been like normal, like moving around? Is it dark then?
Oh yeah, it is dark.
Okay.
You know that it is eventually a few more hours. It'll be daylight, but the way the weather's been, it's still going to be dark.
And I cannot see in the dark, just so you know.
We'll let him know. I'm going to keep an eye on these two, but it might be hard if you can't see to get over this without making noise. Yeah, if they go inside, we could possibly climb down and then back up. I'll wait here. You go let him know.
Okay. So I'll slither my way back to where I saw John's hand and whisper to him to go find our preacher friend and tell him to meet us up top somewhere. And then I sneak back to where Brock is.
Okay, give me another stealth check.
24.
Yeah, I mean, you move slow enough and across the train. I mean, you notice that if you were moving at normal speed and whatnot, there's a good chance you could just easily slip off this puppy. So staying down low, creeping along. Yeah, you make it to John. What do you tell John? Are you still outside, John? First of all.
Yep.
Okay.
I would whisper to John that we might have found where we need to go, but we need all four of us. So can you go find the preacher? Because I don't know where he is. And meet us up at the front of that car.
You got him. What John is gonna do is he's gonna get back to like down there, but he's not gonna go in the cart yet. But he's gonna pull out like a piece of paper and a quill, and he's gonna write to the priest to come to my cart, or to get in the roof, either or. because there's the 2 guards there in my cart. And then he's gonna roll that up, and he's gonna open his trench coat wide, and he's gonna pull out his familiar, which is this little owl. And he's gonna put the message on the owl's little paw, and then he's gonna be like, "You go give him the message, and then you come back, okay? No fooling around."
Kind of looks at you and kind of flaps its wings and flies off the train.
And hopefully he goes in the window and kind of scratches the window and try to get the attention, or peek it and get the attention of the priest.
After a bit, Bane, you hear behind you, pretty much as you're walking up and down, the train car and stuff like that, doing your rituals and various sunders that you normally do. You hear one of the halflings scream behind you, "What the?" As suddenly, in the meantime, Salt, you eventually get back to Brock. And do you say anything to Brock?
Yeah, I would whisper to him that I told the human to go get the preacher, and they hopefully will be here soon.
I want to come up. I don't know how stealthy the Warforged is. Sometimes the ones I've seen, they tend to be a little loud.
So, John, are you waiting there, or are you going to actually climb up on top of the train?
I guess it would probably climb up.
Okay, just give me a simple athletics check or an acrobatic.
I'll definitely do acrobatics. That is dirty 20.
All right, yeah, you kind of do this weird flip thing and you make it on top of the train car. You see your other 2 companions at the other end of the train.
Gotcha. He's gonna stealth. He's gonna go try to sneak above the guards and just watch them.
Okay, so basically where your other 2 companions are at.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check.
15.
Yeah, you slowly move up behind them. You can't get any closer. Y'all see John behind y'all as he moves up. Do y'all say anything to him, or do you say anything to them, John?
I'm actually watching the guards as well. I don't pay attention to John coming up behind me. You said that the guards are human, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I use my favorite enemy to track them or recall information about them possibly? Because I chose humans and lizard folk as
Oh,
mine.
did you? Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So I have advantage on survival checks to track them and int checks to recall information. So I'm guessing I would just be trying to figure out where they might be going in relation to where we are. If that would work with a survival check.
Yeah, give me a roll.
12 and a 20. So I'm going to take the 20.
Okay. It's been a while, and you see them talking and pointing. Over time, one of them mentions that he hates going in this car because of all the, dwarven precautions and whatnot, but, only a way to go up front to get the other guards. The car past this one seems to be the clerk car, and this seems to be the treasure vault car.
I would whisper what I figured out. I guess from just tasting the air is the best way to describe it because I'm a lizard.
Yeah, and overhearing them and kind of, figuring out different things. Yeah, absolutely. Other 2 are y'all doing? Brock and John, after Salt told you this information.
I'm just staying there. I'm used to being in weather like this, being aboard a ship, even off of the ship in like a trench or somewhere. So I'm just staying up there and keeping an eye on them as quiet as possible.
Okay. In the meantime, Bane, you hear one of the little halflings holler out to a certain degree of, "How the hell?" And little owl flies in and flies up to you and perches on your shoulder.
Hey, hello there, little friend.
Woo, woo. And it kind of drops a piece of paper in your hand.
I make sure you're a wizard, Bane. I slowly unscroll it where I can see it. I'm like, oh dear. I basically immediately stand up and rush towards where they're at. And like, someone's hurt. Nobody panic.
Give me
Deception. Yeah.
Deception, yeah.
either perception or persuasion or deception.
Oh, I got 6.
Ooh.
Shit.
Lovely.
Yeah, most of them don't pay you no mind. I mean, they're eating and whatnot.
They're not paying attention to me.
Yeah, the old goblin looks at you curiously. Sure you are. Priest my ass.
I'll go up to him like, look, Miss Goblin, here are 2 gold pieces.
Esmeralda is my name.
I'm sorry, Esmeralda.
Lady.
Lady, of course.
I'm a fine nobility.
I'm sure you are. Here are 2 gold pieces to keep your lips sealed.
Okay, roll me.
A persuasion?
Oh, yeah. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Shit.
He ain't happy with you.
7.
Blush! Ah, you take your filthy money away.
Then perhaps could I offer you.
I'm keeping an eye on you, preacher man.
Let's see what I can try to do. Can I cast command on her?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I want to cast command and say sleep.
What's this? What's the roll on that? Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom save 12. Yeah, wisdom save of 12.
I rolled a 3, so yeah,
Oh.
she'll.
She kind of slumps over as she mumbles something as she falls asleep. I know what you're doing. Do you push her back into her chair, or because she's kind of
I'll pull out a blanket from my pack and then just kind of slowly get her all comfy and tucked in.
okay? Definitely, you do so.
Okay.
So, what door do you go out of? Do you go out of the door that has the 2 guards outside, or do you go out the door that the halflings keep coming in and out of, and where the owl flew in at?
I'll go in that way, where the owl flew in at.
Okay, you step out.
Mhm.
Yeah, at the present moment, there is no halflings coming back through. You can kind of see them up ahead in the other car, helping everybody else.
Okay.
And it seems like everybody in this present car is eating and enjoying themselves and stuff like that, and paying you no mind whatsoever.
Okay, so I'll go into the next car. So I guess the 2 guys they're back towards the 2 guards, is that right?
Okay, so you're outside of the car that you came in. So you're outside, and you're standing on a little porch, and the note basically told you is, come to us as fast as possible.
Okay,
And they're
gotcha.
behind the guards.
Oh.
So either you go directly through the guards or up on the roof and
That's
go.
true. Okay. Gotcha. I will go up towards the roof.
Okay, roll me a athletics or acrobatics to get on top of the roof.
Acrobatics.
Okay.
3.
Things you don't expect to hear out of a paladin's mouth to start with. I'll do acrobatics to get up a roof. A 3, huh? Super slick. You're having a hard time just even getting grip on those rails. This is what happens when you roll all 20s early on in the game.
Right.
Luckily, you hadn't really gotten very far,
Yeah.
so you're just kind of struggling there.
Too wet. Yeah.
Do give me a stealth check, though, just to see how much noise you're making as you're struggling to try to make your way up these slick bars.
5.
Yeah, you're clanking around, making some noise there. There's a few people inside start looking around. You hear someone going, "Whatever is that awful noise? Did we run over something? Maybe it was a cow again. I did that last time we were on this road."
Do the guards react to the noise?
Let me roll. I mean, they're kind of far away.
Yeah.
You guys don't see any reaction. Granted, they are further on, but it doesn't seem Bane that any guard noise comes from inside the car or further on.
Okay. I will go back in the coach and head towards the 2 guards.
Okay, so you go back through the car, making your way to the end where there's 2 guards inside there on the other side of the doors there. What would you like to do there?
Basically, I'm like, "Oh, hello there, gentlemen. I'm a priest. Would any of you would like to donate to the charity of the Raven Queen today?"
You can roll persuasion or just deception, I guess, whichever one.
Definitely persuasion.
Okay.
16.
Okay. They look back and forth to each other, look at you. Not much of a religious one, and I'm not allowed to bring the coins with me while I'm working, but best of luck, good sir. Father, priest.
I'm gonna stand there, basically keep distracting them, like, "Oh yes, the Raven Queen. Let me tell you everything about."
They're kind of like smiling and nodding, like they're not like upset at
Like-
you,
Right.
but yeah, they're
trying to be
just
very decorum.
yeah. Okay, wow, I can see why you worship her.
So I'm basically trying to give the other guys a chance to
And
drop down.
what's the aim?
Oh, for the guys to basically drop down while the 2 guards are facing me.
The guards are looking away from where we dropped down, right?
Yeah, so the thing is that there's multiple sets of guards. Like the guards that you guys are spying on, they're still there. Because then there's 2 cars between you and where Bane is.
Oh, okay. They're way back there.
Yeah, there's the 2 cars that didn't have windows are between you and where the rest of the party's kind of gathered. this point.
Okay, because I thought I was right next to the car that they were at.
Okay,
no.
but that's okay. I mean, you've made headway. You've gotten here. And John, what did your familiar do after delivering that message? Is it
Well, I
still
would
with
think-
him, or
Yeah, it's probably still with him.
okay? And anything you're doing?
Well, what I would do is, since you can look through the familiar's eyes, right?
Yeah, you can either look or hear. It's your choice. And you can swap, but you don't actually get both at the same time.
Well, I would look through his eyes and then fly up so I can see exactly where he's at.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough. Your owl will like take off of Bane's shoulder, kind of flying up and keeping pace with the train, hovering up, and you can spot yourselves on the roof about 2 cars further down from where Bane is.
I get you. And saying that, he would send the owl back to us, and then I would stop looking at his eyes, and I would turn to them and tell him he's stuck in 2 cars forward, and there's some guards over there too, so we should try to make our way to him.
We're gonna have to. It's gonna be hard to get past these 2 while they're outside.
I got this. I'm gonna have the owl like fly by them like 2 or 3 times, just to get them distracted enough for us to like jump cart.
Okay.
I figure like once one person goes to jump, we'll swoop in. Then after the other one goes, etc.
Well, they're also gonna be leaving soon. I may want to go inside. Has it been? I tell roughly how long time has passed.
Yeah, give me a. You probably got a timepiece on you. Yeah, it's almost that time.
Just wait. Give it a few more minutes.
After a few more minutes, one of the guard looks at the other guard. You want to go first?
Yeah.
I
Freezing out
hate going
here.
in here.
Oh, it's better than freezing.
Yeah, but all that dwarven crap. Ugh.
Ugh. It's all right. It's okay.
Remember, don't touch that one thing.
No. Yeah. Should I? Do you want to stay out here, or should I go and get the other 2 and have them relieve us for a while?
Yeah, I'll stay out here because screw that. Yeah. Wait,
All right.
does that mean I got to go back through by myself?
Well, if you're gonna stay out here, I'll just go in and dry off for a bit. I'll come back out in a few.
Okay, that'll work.
And he'll reach into his coat pocket and pull out a set of keys and unlock the door, step through, shut it, and you can kind of hear it lock again behind him. So now there's 1 guard standing outside.
I give John the signal now.
So you sending your owl through?
Yeah, I mean, we don't want the guy to tell the other guy that he heard stuff, so we might as well, it's the wild anyway, so owl flying by shouldn't be something too crazy.
Yeah. Give. I don't know what the owl. Just roll a d20. We'll see the owl's like performance.
I roll a 16.
Okay. Yeah, so the owl's able to kind of go through, and I mean, it's an owl. It doesn't really make a lot of noise, but it's able to come in at an angle where this guard can see it the best and swoop past. And so the guard kind of like looks.
What the crap was that? Shit.
Because that happens, I'll run and jump.
Okay. We're going to need a stealth check first to see how quietly, then either athletics or acrobatics to see how well you're able to land without slipping on the roof.
Alright, so the stealth check was 22 and acrobatics was 23 total.
So y'all are moving across the roof?
Yeah, he's jumping over to the next car.
Cool. There we go.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to move yourself.
I would follow if Brock is not following first.
I would make sure you go first.
Okay. I got a 20 on my stealth and a 15 on my acrobatics.
Okay. Yeah, able to do that just fine. You're not as graceful at landing as John was, but you make it without too much of an issue.
23 on stealth. And with acrobatics I'm rolling, or can I roll athletics?
23, and what was the other roll?
23 on stealth, but does it have to be athletics, or could it be, does it have to be acrobatics, or could it be athletics?
Could be athletics as well. Sorry, I thought I had said that.
17.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You're able to get over to the other car. So yeah, you guys are able to make it. The guard was too distracted by the owl and the rain and everything to kind of notice you guys leap over and make your way on. I think here we're going to take a short break. We wanted to thank Hero Forge for granting us permission to use their image files there that we've done. We made some characters. Our players made some character art. We're able to use that from Hero Forge. We're not sponsored by Hero Forge. Our content is not reviewed by them, and we don't represent them or have no real affiliation of them other than that they said we could use their art. So thank you, Hero Forge. Hero Forge is a Sky Castle Studios LLC product, and again, no affiliation. Anything we say and do is not their fault. So, but we do love their product. So if you're interested in awesome miniatures or awesome art for your D&D games and such, check them out at heroforge.com. All right, guys, welcome back.
We find our ruffians on top of the train car now. All 4 of them have made it successfully. 3 of them are on the vault car. As each of y'all see a raised metal box. Pretty good size. I mean, it's 10 feet by 10 feet. Has a handle. John, you quickly see it has a locking mechanism of sorts. And it's a hatch on top of the train car itself. Bane, on the other hand, you see far beyond. You do have night vision, right? You do not see anything at all. Except the raindrops hitting you on top of the head, and below directly you hear guards talking amongst themselves on the other car itself.
Are there any guards in between the 2 vault cars, or no?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay, yeah, that's 25.
Yeah, you see 2 more guards below, and they seem to be directly underneath you as you're out on that little platform. What are you doing, John?
John is making his way to where Salt is, so that way he can jump the next car.
Okay.
When you get close, I'd hold my hand up and point down and hold up 2 fingers.
He'll nod and he's gonna call in the owl again.
Okay. The owl swoops down to the 2 guards just below y'all.
Oh, there's 2 guards in between the cars as well.
Yes.
I don't see it.
They're right below where you guys
They're
are.
off the train. That's even better.
Yeah, well, they're there just so that you know that, because they're right underneath. Otherwise, you're just double stacking tokens.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so you're having your owl swoop in, and then you're timing it so as it swoops by.
Yeah, 1 at a time.
Okay, you want to roll again for your owl, see its performance
Natural 20.
for a total of.
Well, I mean, you just told me to roll a d20,
Oh.
so it was a 20 on it.
What? Do we know what an owl's performance is?
I have no idea.
We'll give it to him.
Okay, I rolled a
yeah.
natural 20 for the guards, though, so that's why I was questioning.
Oh, well, there we go. Never mind then.
1 second and I can tell you. Oh, that's bad. They have a -2 to charisma, which is performance. They have really high perception.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's wisdom
as the owl swoops in, one of them jumps and the other one looks at the other one and says, I bet you 3 gold I can knock him out of the sky.
Do I hear that?
Take that bet.
With
Oh, yeah.
my 17 passive perception.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's being quiet.
Oh, okay.
Y'all basically hear an arrow or a bolt thud out as you see the bolt and nail dead on the owl.
Who will puff into go back to the plane from which it came,
As-
disappearing.
As y'all hear below, "Ooh, I hit him so hard he like disintegrated. Look at that. You owe me money."
I turn to the other 2 and say, okay, that plan doesn't work. Do you want to just drop down and fight our way through?
I think John is gonna drop down even before you said anything, and he's gonna slice the guy that shot his owl.
Nice.
That would be the pink guy.
Both
I'm
the
going to
stop-
actually, as I'm saying it, jump across so I'm diagonal from him so I can shoot him with a bow.
Cool. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, I guess. See how this works.
Yep, everybody roll initiative.
A 22.
18.
The other 2 jumping in, or you'll leave this to those 2?
I got an 8. I was going to act, but I guess I'm going to be slow.
Okay. We got so.
Let me see something.
What did Bane get? Okay. So Salt, you move quickly. Give me either dexterity or athletics to see how well you maintain your footing.
That's a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. You're able to jump over, get your footing on the other side of the car.
So I'm going to turn around, and you'd notice that my ring is actually glowing green because I'm channeling Ensnaring Strike. And I'm going to target whichever one has a bow or crossbow drawn right now.
They both do.
Okay, I'll target the left one then.
But the pink one just shot a bolt, so he's empty.
Okay, I'm hitting the other guy then. Let's see if I hit first. Does a 21 hit by chance?
Yeah.
Okay, so he takes actually a lot of damage. First, he takes 9 damage from the arrow, and the spell, he has to make a saving throw, I think. Next attack, writhing mass. He must make a strength saving throw against 13.
Yeah. No, he does not. Does not succeed.
He is now restrained by vines that come out of the train itself. And he takes an additional 6 points of damage, and he's
Nice.
restrained.
He's not looking great at all. I mean, he seems like he's on his last leg.
Okay. At the
But
start
he
of his
choked
turn,
up
he has to
blood.
make a save to see if he gets out to.
Okay. So as these vines come lashing out and wrapping around from like the very fabric and the wood of this train, they grow out and wrap around this guard, ensnaring him. He kind of groans. And the other one looks surprised, but quickly is going to bring his crossbow up and slap another bolt in and loose a shot at you. That's a natural 20.
Yeah, that hits. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no big deal.
I take the damage
Yeah.
and laugh.
You're fine with it. That's 8 points of damage. I
Okay.
rolled really, really badly for that one.
As the crossbow bolt hits me, you notice a smirk on my face, and I just point a finger at him, and he starts burning. I'm using Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah. Roll your damage.
Yep. That's 20 damage.
Yeah, he not only catches fire, he like stumbles back and falls off the train and disappears as he burns up, and the train runs over him in different spots as he makes his way back. The other one, what is the save I have to make?
13 strength.
No, he doesn't
Okay,
succeed.
he takes more damage.
All right.
Another 5 points of damage.
Your vines kind of squeeze and wrap around him, and his like neck ends up snapping as one of the vines just kind of like shifts and wraps around him, and he will slump over, being only held up by the vines.
Oh, Missy, does it end when he dies? Nope. He's gonna stay.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna be smirking the entire time.
Sounds good. Yeah, so before anyone else really gets to react, the two guards are dispatched here.
John Whistle jumped down and he's gonna search the one trapped in the vine, see if he has like keys or anything.
All right.
Yeah, you search the body. Roll me a investigation.
11.
Yeah, you definitely find keys. You find a locket, and you find 2 gold pieces.
And the door that is across from us going to the next card, does it have the little opening that you can look through?
Yep.
Alrighty, he's gonna
Well,
open.
you see a door on the other side, and it's a metal door. Both doors, the one behind you on this car is a metal door. The one directly across is a metal door.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try to put the keys in the door going towards where we were headed. See if I can get it open.
Okay. In the meantime, Bane, what are you doing as you
Are they-
look down at these guards on a slick train?
Are they still distracted towards me?
I mean, they're paying no mind whatsoever. They're just chilling.
Okay.
Something about talking about going fishing.
I tell them both that I'm going to see if I can convince them both to go check up on the halflings. Because I mentioned it was like, since I was in the other room over there, I didn't notice there weren't any servants coming back and forth anymore.
We you want to take this, Bob?
Well, I mean, the thing is, we don't really care. We're hired for these cars. We can't leave this spot.
Yeah.
But if you head up to the front, there's some regular train guards.
What Bob says.
Amateurs. You can tell them they care.
We specialists.
Specialist.
Yeah.
Very special.
Who do y'all work for exactly?
Should I tell him, Bob?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, man. We work for Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Interesting.
Yeah. They pay good.
That's good. Oh, sorry, I gotta sneeze.
Never knew a warforged could sneeze. Learn something new every day, huh? Right, Bob?
I think they're like imitate or something, trying to.
What exactly are y'all guarding that's so important?
Stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Doesn't matter. They pay. We stand. Keep people out.
Yeah. Like you. You
Like
can't
me?
come in. Yeah.
Why is that?
You don't work for Twin Peaks.
Well, can you hire me?
Bob.
I mean, if you want a job when we get back, we can talk to the boss, see if he's looking for some muscle. I don't know. I've never worked with a warforged before.
Me
Oh,
neither.
no. I'm merely a priest.
What?
Oh,
Well, they ain't gonna hire you if you a priest.
I don't have much need for priests.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, work bless money?
And can you make that multiply?
That'd be awesome.
Okay, so they didn't hear anything at all?
They didn't seem to notice. Things happened very quickly, and luckily.
Yeah, I mean, it's raining, trains moving, you're talking to them. What do you want to do?
That's what I'm trying to think of what I should do. I'm going to try to keep them distracted.
Okay. Yeah, they'll happily keep talking to you. It's almost like they enjoy the extra company out here.
Yeah, because they're bored as shit.
Yeah. They just sit on this train for hours. What's everyone else up to? Bless you.
Oh, he did it again.
I didn't realize they did it. They really do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start sneaking my way to the other end of the car that I was standing on. I want to just snipe the guy.
Okay, so roll me stealth.
15.
Okay, roll me also a dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Okay, that's a 22.
Oh yeah, I mean it's where you're located. The train kind of bows a little or bows a little bit, so it's really slick right here where you're at. But yeah, you managed to stay on top fairly easily using your lizard folk ways. Brock, what are you doing?
They're having all the fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make my way across to get to the other end of the car.
Okay. Are you doing it stealthily or you just normally walking?
Ooh, 12. Stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. With my +5 to athletics, I got a 7. It's a little wet.
So you jumped over?
Oh, so I made it across?
Well, I mean, you try. Give me the dexterity saving throw.
It was almost a 1 on the die. And then it fell over to the 19. So 21.
Yeah, so you go to leap, and as you're like making your jump, you slip and you start to fall in between, but then you reach your long arms out and grab a hold of the top, and you're able to grab yourself before you fall down underneath and in between the train. And so you're hanging by one hand right now in between the cars on your destination car, but dangling there.
I'm going to grab my other arm and pull myself up. Or if there's a ladder, I'll climb up the ladder.
There's railing and stuff like that. I mean, it's definitely easy to climb on top. All right. So, John, the key unlocks the door.
Slowly open it and peek inside.
Roll me a stealth check.
19.
All right. So you peek inside. You see 2 guards sitting in, looks like train benches, one on one side and one on the other. And roll me a perception check.
That's a 14.
Further down, you manage to catch, looks like a dwarf lady working behind a desk. And to the right beyond the guard are several safes, as well as various other bookshelves and bags. And this definitely appears to be the clerk / mailroom area. The guards have not noticed you yet.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop a bunch, like my bag full of ball bearings in there, and then I'm gonna climb up.
Okay.
So, I mean, what's the aim of the ball bearings? Are you trying to distract or just make it tough? Are you trying to like quietly lay
it's
them
to
down?
distract them, but still, when they come out, they're gonna have to slip on them. So
Okay. I mean, if you're not trying to like be quiet about it and you're just trying to drop them so that they like turn and try to go to it, then that's fine. Yeah, you do that and you start hearing them. What the hell?
What was that?
And actually, instead of climbing, I'm gonna move over here and wait for one of them to come out.
Okay. Roll me stealth.
When I realize he's making noise, I'll lean over. I'll go lie down and lean over and get ready to grab someone as they come out.
Okay.
It's 22, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. Well, okay. Yeah, I can see you do that. You'd have to do it on this side though.
Yeah, wherever it works.
Okay.
I mean, you can hear them inside, at least the 2 over here can, as they like kind of stumble around and struggle to get past these ball bearings. And soon you can kind of hear them at the door. Did you lock it or just shut the door?
I left the semi-open.
Okay, yeah, you can like hear them grab onto the door and trying to like at least one of them get out. What are the other 2 up to at the moment? As I mean, you can see, or at least Salt, you can see Brock laying down on the other side, like paying attention to whatever's going on the other side of the roof.
I'm looking at the 2 guards that are down there.
Mm-hmm.
I look quickly at Bane, and I give him a quick signal that I'm gonna jump in a second.
Okay. And Bane.
Oh, I give a slight nod.
Okay. Momentarily, the door flies open even more, and one of the guards kind of make their way out.
I'll grab him.
Yeah, you were attempting to
I
hold
was
an
gonna
action.
attack him, but if he wants me to grab his hand.
Well, no, I
No, he's
figure
grabbing the guard.
Oh, gotcha.
So
What
go
is-
ahead and make
Why does
your.
everyone want to hold my hand?
Because we love you.
You're just a big cuddly bugbear.
I get the best bear hugs.
You got the Winnie the Pooh effect.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your athletics for your grapple.
Oh, that was a 3 on the dice for an 8.
Well, I rolled a 3 on the dice, and they don't have a +5. So, luckily for you, you succeeded. You're able to grab hold of him. And what do you do with him?
Well, I was going to. Was expecting to roll so let's succeed that. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to toss him. Where are we actually? What are we passing by?
Right now at this juncture, y'all are coming up into some hills. It looks like the little forested area.
Okay, well, I'll chuck him off.
So for now, you've got hold of him, but kind of at the same time, John is also reacting. So let's see what John does as you see Brock's big arms come down and grab hold of this guard from above, and he starts like kind of pulling him out towards the side. What are you up to, John?
Well, if I notice that he's grabbing the guy to kind of like toss him or whatnot, if his arms are like down, I'm gonna try to take this crossbow real quick.
Okay, yeah. Make a athletics check to contest his strength to see if he lets you take his crossbow.
We have advantage since I'm kind of distracting him because I grabbed him.
Yeah, that's not gonna work because I rolled a 1 and I get a negative.
So, I mean, you can either, if you want, go ahead and take advantage because Brock is grabbing hold of him. I'd say either you
Okay,
can take
that's
advantage
13.
or the other guy can take disadvantage. Either way, he holds tight to that crossbow as you try to grab hold of it. And now he yanks it out of your hands, which probably actually will work out badly for him, but he yanks it out of your hands. And at this point, let's just see where everyone falls in another initiative round so that we can figure out who gets to do what.
Yeah, so everybody roll initiative for us.
20.
20. All right.
I'm getting better. I think it was an 8 before, wasn't it? So,
Yeah, it was.
Also got a 20.
No.
There you go.
And then when I get up to higher numbers, then maybe that'll be an important fight.
Well, Bane's in there too with you, so, you know.
Okay, who's got the higher dexterity? When you and Salt and John?
Probably
I only have a +2 to Dex, so probably John.
Okay, yeah. So John goes first.
If you're saying that he has it so tight that I can't get it, then I would just let go.
Yeah.
But since he's handling that guy, I'm gonna go sneak back into the room where the other guy is.
Okay, so you're gonna head in. Give me a dexterity saving throw. See if you trip on your own ball bearings.
What's the guards?
Oh, guards are at a 17.
Oh yeah.
That was 21.
Yeah, you're fine. So yeah, you're able to slip in.
Alrighty, and I imagine he's probably looking right at me.
Yeah, I mean he is like ready to exit himself, but yeah, you're able to kind of slide in before he's able to.
Yeah, I'll attack him first with I'll do a normal attack, but it's gonna be a booming blade.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a 22 hit.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That is 4 damage. And since I get advantage, because I'm in there by myself, do I get a sneak attack or no?
Yeah. Yeah. You do.
Alright, that's 7 damage. Oh wait, I didn't roll my attack. That's 24 to hit.
Oh yeah. For certain.
Well,
Okay,
so
that's-
you hit the first time, and your sneak attack just gets added on to the damage.
Okay,
So
gotcha, I didn't
yeah,
know that.
so yeah, he takes another 7, but yeah,
And then I'm gonna take my bonus action to attack him with my short sword.
okay,
And-
yeah. You like stab at him and are able to like drive it into him, and then you slash across with your other hand.
The next one is a 3 damage.
Okay, and he is gushing blood and looks rather surprised as you just come in and kind of lay waste.
And after that, I'm gonna move, not too close, but I'm gonna move her like over here by the dwarf lady.
Okay. He's going to, as you walk by, swing at you with the butt of his crossbow, just to like try to like hit you as you go by, and that would be a 18 to hit.
I have fancy footwork.
Oh, okay. So he can't do the opportunity attack. Never mind. So yeah, like he goes to swing, and you're able to kind of like sidestep and
Yeah, as you move over toward her, she yells, "Ah! Help! Help! We're being attacked!"
so So, yeah, you would have heard.
Would I have heard her screaming?
Yeah, you would have heard a female, especially with your passive. Yeah, you'd hear a female screaming, and it looks like the two guards in front of Bane are like, they're kind of perk up and grip tighter on their weapons.
Okay, I'm attacking the guy on the top with my longbow.
Okay.
And just lean over and shoot him in the head. That's a nat 20.
Okay, roll up them beautiful damage.
Okay, so that's a lot of damage. That's 10 on the first one and 5, so 15.
15 points of damage. Yeah, you see an arrow sticking out of this guard, and he looks surprised as he is just gushing blood out of this like wound that pierced and must have come very close to his heart, but just fractionally he's able to maintain his feet.
Okay. I'm gonna drop down then and use my bonus action and bite him with hungry jaws.
Okay. Do it. I love it so much.
What is that? +2, so an 18?
Yep.
Yep.
Holy
Yep.
hit.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
so because I bite him, I get 3 temporary hit points,
Mm-hmm.
and I do 2 damage from the bite, plus Colossus Slayer, because I hit him, takes an additional d8.
So how does that
So-
look?
Yeah, because Bane is standing right across the way, and he's been talking to him. What does Bane see?
Bane would
I know,
notice-
right? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Bane saw my arrow hit him, and then Bane just sees me drop down really quick with my jaws around the guy's neck.
He goes limp.
Yeah, as you grab hold and bite into him, he kind of just slumps, and you can tell the life has left him as you take a good chunk out of his neck.
The other guard says a few colorful words and fires at you.
Okay, that'd be a disadvantage because I'm right next to him now.
I mean, a 14 to hit.
15 armor.
Yep. So the arrow goes wide. He's just kind of surprised, and he's gonna kind of drop his crossbow after that and yank out his short sword.
As
But
he
just
screams
stand
out,
there.
"You killed Bob!"
Sorry.
All right, so hold on. Scared of this guy. The one over here in red is going to take a shot. You turn and see John approaching the female clerk and takes a shot. So that's a 13 to hit John.
He missed by 1.
Okay. Yeah, he is hurting pretty badly and probably in no kind of position to take a good shot. The other one is going to drop the crossbow and attempt to break out of the grapple with Brock. So let's roll contested check, your athletics versus him.
17.
Yeah, you're able to hold on. Like he is like kind of hitting at your arms, but it's, doesn't do a lot of damage to you, and you just kind of able to keep your grip on him as he's unable to kind of get loose.
The clerk lady, as she's screaming, she looks dead at you, John, and reaches into her desk itself and pulls out a wand and aims at you and says some kind of magical incantation. As you see missiles fly out of it and immediately bombard you.
Little dwarven hammers go flying at you, spectral, and slam into you as you take your 7 points of force damage.
Yep, 7 points. And she immediately starts backing away from you.
Yeah, he's gonna tell her, "You're gonna pay for that."
Not until I get you first, as you see her reaching for something else in the bookcase. Brock.
Brock, you have hold of this guard as he vainly struggles to escape from you.
Brock lets out a sigh and he reaches back, he unhooks some clasps, and his trench coat basically opens up a bit, so it looks like it's a little big on him. And then all of a sudden, he starts bending and twisting and starts growing. He starts getting a little more hunched over. He looks like almost like an endoskeleton just bursts out of his skin, and these huge mandibles appear, and his eyes grow, and this tail grows out from underneath with like a spiny tail and stuff, and the claws and the mandibles grow, and he just chucks the guard off the side, and see how that goes first. So he tosses the guard aside.
All right, that would be an athletics check with advantage, I believe, because you're raging.
Oh, that's good, because this one was a natural one. So 16.
He's able to grab hold of the railing as you try to yank him off, as I rolled a natural 18 on that one. So he's able to keep himself there. You still have a firm grip on him, but he keeps you from throwing him off the edge of this train.
And for mechanical purposes, I'm focused. These are claws. The claws are what I'm focused on. I have to pick one. The
Yeah.
bite, the claws, and the tail. So the claws are what I can use mechanically this time. Now, just want to double check. So I'm not okay. All right, then that's it. Then I'll just land down.
Yeah,
over
cool.
here.
Swing around and come down to the.
So he was always hunched over. But if he ever stood up, he was probably close to 7 feet tall. Now looks like he's grown even bigger, but he's still hunched over, and he has like this insectoid look to him.
This guard looks pretty afraid, pretty astounded by this. He's never seen anything like it, and he's holding on to that railing for dear life. He's going to hold on tight as best he can. Bane, I believe you are up next.
Yeah, after seeing all this.
Okay.
Well, Bane's on the other side, so he does see currently Salt, who just bitten and eaten one of the guards across from you.
As the other one is now pulling out a sword.
Okay. If I attack him, would it be an advantage because he thinks I'm a friendly to him?
Yeah, I'd say you could get advantage on this.
Okay.
He's focused on Salt, and he thought that you were just a good priest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I've been talking to him both for quite a while too.
yeah, quite a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Probably like
Yeah.
half an hour, if not longer.
Yeah,
We've just been
at
chatting
least.
with him,
Yeah, definitely.
going through the tenets of the Raven Queen, and
Just boring the shit out of him.
No, not necessarily. They've been talking back, about
Oh yeah, that's true.
guarding and their fishing trip and all kinds of stuff.
Does a 22 hit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. I deal 10 damage.
Okay.
As he screams out, "What the hell, preacher!"
You get to be the new Bob.
He looks at you, rather terrified. We are back up at the top, unless if you have any other action.
Let me check. I don't think I have
Bonus
any
or
bonus actions.
otherwise?
No, I do not.
Okay, John, what are you doing?
Well, she just hit me with her petrol hammer, so it's payback time. So I would get up to her and attack her.
All right, let's do it.
How does sneak attack work when you get a crit?
I think you double all the damage dice. Yeah.
Does that include the first hit, or is it just the first hit and not the sneak attack?
No, sneak attack, everything.
So
It's like with a paladin burst their smite, they get to double all that too. So,
okay, so I rolled 16 altogether.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get it.
Yeah, you definitely hit.
She's just basically in an office outfit. So,
No, oh shit! 1 second. That was the damage. My to hit is 22.
okay, 22 to hit.
Yeah, and 16 damage. But I rolled 3d6 plus a 3 for my modifier. I don't know how. I guess does double damage or whatnot.
Yeah.
And
So
if she's not dead, I'll attack her again.
How does it look as you pretty much obliterate her?
I think because she pissed him off, he just stabbed her once, and when she looked down, he just poking holes in a juice box or something.
Okay. Do you have any kind of smile or emotion about when you're doing it?
Nah, he probably just pull out the blade and clean it on her skirt or whatever, on her dress. And while she's falling, he'll start searching. He'll go towards the saves.
Okay. I do believe it is Salt's turn.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So Salt right now has blood dripping off his giant teeth because he just bit someone in the neck. And he's going to just bite this guy. So you're close enough to me, I'm biting you.
nice, do it.
And I crit.
all right.
Which, the damage from the bite isn't what is scary. It's the damage from Colossus Slayer
Yep.
that's actually scary.
Roll up that damage.
Yep. That's 9 and 19 damage.
Yeah. So how does that look as you eat another guard until he loses all semblance of life?
I bite him at the shoulder where he was grabbing his sword. I'm just going to take his shoulder completely off.
Yeah, able to bite down and rip, yanking, and the sword falls on the floor next to him, and he looks at you in total horror and surprise, and will just slump to the ground.
So
Salt, was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Just didn't want to take away a bonus action
yeah.
or something else you could do.
Brock, on the other side across from you, the metal door opens up. The guard looks over. What the hell? And immediately goes back in the door and locks it.
The other guard there, one hand still holding onto the railing, is going to grab his sword and slash at you, Brock, and that's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
It will be 7 points of slashing damage, which gets halved, I believe, to 3 because you are raging. Get back! And he slices, hoping to get you to let go.
So You can see he probably went to slash it and he cuts through the clothing, but it doesn't. There's a little scratch on the carapace, but it doesn't look like it penetrates through.
And he is just as horrified by that as anything else. Meanwhile, the other one inside is going to fire his crossbow over at John. The arrow goes wide, slamming against that metal door. Salt, you hear on the other side of that door, cling, as a metal bolt smacks, like the tip of the bolt smacks against that door, and that arrow shatters as this guard had missed very terribly.
When I hear that, I turn to Bane and tell him, we might need to find a key to get in.
Meanwhile, Brock, how do you respond to this guard slashing you?
I had him in one hand. I grabbed him, and I'll just wish him with my claws. Okay, so I'm attacking him. Does 13 hit?
I think it just hits, actually.
Yes, it does. It does. Just barely.
I rolled an 8 on the dice. I don't know. So in combat, I suck. So that 5 points of lashing damage as the claws break into him.
Okay.
Is he still standing?
He is still up. He's still holding on.
Then I'll bring the other claw and I'll slash his chest again.
Okay.
All right, 15 is better.
That'll
Oh,
hit.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
of course.
5 points of damage.
Okay.
Ah! He kind of cries out in pain as like his armor is just getting shredded open from the front as your like sharp claws slash into this padded armor he's got on. But he's still standing. On the other side of the train, Bane, what would you like to be doing? The guards immediately ahead of you are dead. They're laying
They're
at...
both dead. Okay.
I think I get the rage damage, so +4.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Cool. No problem. We'll add that in.
I want to start searching the bodies for keys.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Okay. 7.
It's
But
bloody mess.
Yeah.
Tough to kind of get in there, and Salt's still kind of like standing over one of the bodies and
Yeah,
dripping blood on the other one. So you're just unable to kind of find much of interest on their persons at the moment.
Darn.
Okay, I do believe we're back at the top.
Back up at John. There's one guard left in that room. Your friend Brock is struggling out there. You had moved over to the vaults.
I'll head over to him
Mm-hmm.
and I'll bonus attack him with my short sword.
All right.
22,
Yeah.
and that is 5 damage.
What does it look like?
He probably went to slice him, and the guy went on cover, and he like cut him like right by the wrist. Probably chopped one of his hands off. He's not even meaning to.
Yeah, and he slumps down, just kind of splayed out on the floor, resting atop several ball bearings as you are able to finish him off.
When I go here, is the guy still hanging, or is he in the?
You can't make it out that door. You see a large and what does Brock look like to John, standing like mostly blocking the door, holding on to this other guy?
Now, I think we've probably adventured at one point together, but I don't know if you've ever seen me do this. So he is hunched over, like, even though he has the guard in one hand, and it's probably just past the door, the other one is like almost dragging on the ground, and just these huge claws, these huge mandibles coming out, and like large, his eyes have gone large, and like there's a carapace covering him, which you can't see fully because he's still in his clothing. And he doesn't look, well, even though he's bipedal, he doesn't look humanoid anymore. But
Yeah,
just
you
looks
basically see a monster out there right now.
monstrous insect creature.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna take my action to dash, and I'll get over here and open the door for them.
Okay, yeah, you got a key, so yeah, you unlock the door without a problem.
Welcome, gentlemen.
I'm just dripping blood all over the place, and it's not mine.
Probably dripping
Yeah,
from
what when John opens this door, what does he see?
Dead body.
Probably sees the 2 dead bodies because we haven't gotten rid of them yet, and I'm just dripping blood over everything around me.
So you just push him off the ledge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That would be the best way to get rid of the evidence. Just
Yeah.
throw everybody out the train.
I could eat them.
You could. It takes time though.
Maybe some other time, or 1 or 2, maybe.
You can have a snack, but that's it.
Okay. Like all this other art.
All 3 of y'all quickly make me a wisdom check.
Oh shit.
Actually, Bane, not Bane.
Okay.
Salt
Whew.
and John.
Okay. Wisdom check. Check or save?
Just check.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But Vane, you don't have to make a check.
23.
Okay, John.
19.
Yeah. As y'all kind of like debating on the bodies, you realize that there's 2 more guards that are back where y'all came from and are supposedly supposed to be coming forward. Salt, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Well, the door's open now, so I'm going to take the guy's arm off and then throw the rest of his body off because I'm going to take the arm for the bones
Okay.
to use the cunning thing later.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's what lizards do. They use their enemies as weapons.
All right. Guard's turn.
There's the one back there with Brock currently, and he's going to slash again, and that would be a 19 to hit, and he would do 3 points of slashing, which gets reduced down to 1, as he's just like mainly like he's beaten, bruised. He's still holding on to the railing with one hand because he's too afraid to let go, and he's slashing at Brock. Just barely bites him, doesn't do a lot of damage. That will bring us to Brock as this guard slashes across to you.
I'm getting a little pissed at this. That I haven't been able to take this one down yet. So I just bite into him and with the mandibles and try to. How bad does he look?
I mean, he's taking a beating. He's not looking so great though. Yeah, he's looking pretty weak, and that's why his attack seemed, it's like almost like the blood he's losing from the scratches you put in his chest is draining the life from him, and he's not around for much.
You said the AC is 13, right?
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
Because I rolled a 12.
Yeah. So you kind of scratch across and doesn't seem to really be digging in that one. I mean, you still can only use your claws right now.
Oh,
So
that's what.
Fine with you, flavoring it as a bite, but then so you get your other attack from the claws.
So technically I've attacked, so I can attack again. Yeah. All right. I don't have to hit, which is good. So on the dice is 19, so that's a hit.
Yep, that'll be it.
So as I try to bite him, and I'm just not really into this, but I said, you know what, I gotta get rid of him, and I chomp on him again.
And he, you see the life kind of leaving his eyes as he looks at you. He only had 2 hit points left, so.
I rolled 8, almost maximum damage.
Well,
As
you
I
need to.
sever his head and just toss his body off the side. Oh, can I stop myself as I do that, or too late?
Nope, you threw him off.
Okay. I'm pissed. I'm raging. I'm really angry
Yeah.
at myself.
All right. Any other actions?
No, that's all I actually, is he still, I look in and I call in this, I already had a monstrous voice, but now it just sounds like alien. John, open door now. And it's a bit of a strain trying to use these vocal cords to talk.
So it seems like, at least at the current point, the guards in your nearby vicinity have been dispatched. We're gonna generally just keep this initiative to speed things up. Now let's just kind of see what everyone's doing. Bane, you would be next up, I believe, at this point.
I'm going to dash.
Okay.
That should be it, I believe.
Okay, perfect. John, and just everyone be ready in your initiative order so that we can kind of move this along.
Well, John would go open the door, so I guess I would take my whole turn, but afterwards he would head to the safe and try to open each safe, since that's what we're there for.
Well, it would appear that Brock is, because that door was already open, Brock's more concerned with the door across the way.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I would open that door then.
Okay. I guess you can use your bonus action to dash over there, then you can do it. So go ahead and give, did you have keys, or?
Yeah, I took some keys from a guard. Unless
Okay.
they had different sets of keys, then...
No, it's fine. You, it takes your action to open it, but then if you have any movement and you want to, go backwards or whatever, feel free.
Well, I mean, at the moment, I'll just open it and take a peek in. If anybody's there, then I'll go in there.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yeah, that was a 2.
It's hard to see. There's a lot of clutter in their room. There seems to be some boxes and a giant cage in the center, but your quick peek to try to do it couldn't really spot anything in particular. Are you wanting to retreat back in, or did you have any more? I don't even know how much movement you used.
I'll just look up Brock and be like, there you go.
So that was an assault.
I'm gonna follow about 5 feet behind Bane.
Actually,
So whatever he did. to get that far. I'll do the same.
Can I say one more quick thing? In character?
It is your turn.
Oh, it is my turn. I was going to say, Salt hit me. I know he would enjoy that. Does Salt do anything? Like I say that. Try to say that before you stop doing something.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, Salt hit me.
You? Okay. Am I close enough to hit him?
I mean,
Without
he is.
using my longbow.
You were in there already, right? Like this is you here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's out there. You'd have to, like, if you could 5, 10, 15, 20.
Well,
I mean, 30 gets you to like the
dash.
door. You'd have to.
Yeah, I would have had a dash to get there, so I'm just gonna longbow him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shoot an arrow straight at his back.
Pick your spot, but yeah, feel free. Roll your damage. I was joking when I was talking about PvP the other day, but
I'm sorry.
I didn't think it'd come up, but I think we might. This has probably happened before. Salt probably seen me like this, and you probably get a little bit of pleasure doing this.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, Brock. I just crit.
yes, perfect. And he's taking damage too, by the way.
But I can choose if I.
Oh, you
no.
can choose? No, or it
Oh,
just goes
and
off.
it's once per turn. If you hit,
Yeah.
they take. Oh God. I'm sorry, Brock.
How much did you do?
I love it.
I'm checking.
He asked for it. He asked
He
for
did
it.
ask for it.
I'm probably gonna go down. Watch this.
Hey, it
Oh,
only
I-
increases
I-
your share. You know.
I'm
Right.
I'm raging. So
So you take 9 damage from the longbow itself, and Colossus Slayer does 12.
Okay, so
And
it's
12
damage.
is
4 and 6 is 10 total.
yeah.
After having
What type of damage does it do? It doesn't say what Colossus Slayer does.
I think it's just increases this type of
Whatever.
damage you'd already be doing.
Okay.
That's how
I
I've
think
always
you would have a
worked.
choice whether to do the extra damage.
It doesn't say you do. It says when you hit a creature, the creature takes damage.
I'm below half now.
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
See, you should have. You can just let your rage drop. You switch to your bite, and you're all good.
No, I have to actually be lower for the bite one to work. I have to be below 15.
Okay.
I'm at 15.
All right, so there you go. Pretty soon, we'll see. All right, that's cool. That was Salt. Technically, then it would be Brock's turn.
So I will move in, and what do I see in there?
Give me a perception check.
14.
Well, the first thing you see is 2 arrows coming straight at you because I rolled a 20 and a 17 to hit. Luckily, I can't roll.
17 does not hit.
Okay.
Oh, technically it does. I don't have a shield. Technically.
Okay. So you're going to take 3, which gets reduced to 1, and 9, which gets reduced to 4. So you're going to take 5 points of damage total as these 2 arrows pelt into you as you open up the door. You see one guard laying on top of like this gated area that surrounds the vault with his crossbow. He's like prone up there, firing down at you. And the other one is kind of ducked back behind a set of paintings that are kind of like positioned on the far side of the train car with his crossbow up. So this guy is up on top of like a 10-foot high cage.
And I still have 5 feet of movement, but I also have 10-foot reach.
Yeah, no, I'm just letting you know.
So I will claw at him.
Okay, technically he is prone, so you will get advantage on the attacks.
I keep forgetting I could have given myself advantage all those other times.
So instead you're just gonna flail around wildly.
Okay, so I have advantage on this. Okay, that's 21
Oh yeah.
for the first one. 9 points of damage maximum on the first claw.
Okay.
And the second one, oh my god. I'm using the virtual dice in D&D Beyond, and it was spinning both on natural ones. One of them landed, the other one got a, if it got a 20, I would have been happy, but I got a 19, so 24.
That'll do.
If those, they were just spinning on the ones. It was
How much damage?
only 6.
He is barely hanging on.
Story of
Okay.
Paul's life tonight.
Yeah, with my 5 feet of movement, so he's on a race thing, said?
Yeah, so
Yeah, he's up on. It's like a box. It's like a small room within a room, and just below you is metal doors, and above you're standing on actually a metal grate that looks like it opens, and you see the hatch that y'all passed earlier directly above y'all. Below you see another container within this box itself. Obviously it must be y'all's prize.
So I could, I have 5 feet of movement left. I could just crouch down and get some cover on both of them, or no?
No, well, the one dude is on top of the grate with you, and the other guy you see across the room hiding behind looks like some very expensive paintings, because they're all bound up in a specialized crate. How tall are you presently with your beast shape?
I mean, I think he could get cover from the paintings guy,
Okay.
but I would say he wouldn't from the guy who's like laying it down above
Oh,
him.
definitely not. Definitely not from the immediate guy that you like mauled almost to death.
Because he's technically not like up on the thing. He's just got long arms, so he's able to reach up and
Oh,
claw
that's
at the
right.
guy.
Okay, yeah. You did
So
right.
you ducking down next to this, like there's a piece of armor that's standing right next to you, like on display, sort of a thing. You crouching down right there in
Yeah.
between.
That's fine. If I can get some cover, I will.
Yeah.
Like I said, technically I'm medium size. I'm just flavoring him. He's now like
Yeah.
he's probably about 8 feet tall, just hunched over. So
Okay, yeah, definitely.
still takes up a 5 foot square technically.
Okay, so next it is Bane.
Thank you so much for watching this video playthrough of the Wiltram train heist. This was our playtest group using our higher level characters, our third level characters. The second run through, if you enjoyed it, consider checking out the first one. It is different. People go through things differently. They're also first level characters, a little bit of different interactions, especially come the final climax of the game. But this adventure is out for you to purchase right now if you want over at drivethrurpg.com. Check out, do a search on the XP Guild. It is $6 for the adventure itself, the Wiltram Train Heist, and $4 for the Wiltram Train schematics, which Dave drew out all these amazing maps for everyone to utilize in your own adventures, whether they're set in our heist, which the adventure itself comes with the basic maps you would need to run this module. The schematics is an expanded use if you are going to make this a longer adventure, draw out the train heist itself, or if you want to run other train-based adventures in any setting that would have any sort of train. It is depicted with a locomotive front to it, but you could make something else to be like
Anything really. I mean,
yeah.
I designed it for you to do anything. It's like Legos. Just build it, and they will
Stack
come.
it. Yeah, stack it however you want. It's set up so that each page is one car, and you can just print them out and put them on the table or stick them in your favorite online gaming system.
You will, however, if you do Roll20, you will have to turn off the grid, because we do have a grid on each and every single map. So that's the only thing you do have to do. I think Albert does too. You just turn off the grids on all the online stuff, and you'll be fine, because each square is pretty much 5 feet the way I've got it designed. So
all laid out for you to put in however you want. Take your players through that. Slot in everything from the locomotive to the caboose to gaming cars and bar cars and sleeping cars and animal cars. It's amazing. All for $4. Utilize that in any adventure you'd like. Please consider go checking it out. If you like it and you enjoyed it after purchasing it, go give us a review. I mean, $10 will end up altogether is 90 pages of content, 42 in the adventure, 48 pages in the train schematics.
You get a world of stuff in both of them. Not only all that stuff that Bill mentioned about the schematics, but in the Wilhelm train module itself, we give you a ton of NPCs that not only have a personality, but have positions, that have, their own little perks and quirks, as you just saw or will see within this playthrough. So Yeah.
Also, consider checking out our YouTube channel because we did also just do a video going over the adventure and the schematics in better detail. About an hour of us talking about that and
Not
taking
only-
a couple of chat questions as well.
Yep. Yeah, not only we go over these 2 books, but we talk about future stuff that we're working on too.
So please consider supporting us either by liking and subscribing to this channel right now, or by checking out our Twitch, by buying these modules. Consider becoming a Patreon member, and some of those tiers will get you these adventures as well as any other content that we put out, other maps, other NPC packs that we do.
And the 2 main things: let people know and have fun with our stuff.
Definitely.
For sure. Without
We want you to enjoy, and we hope you can help your friends discover our content as well. We're working very hard to make quality professional products, both videos and adventures and maps that are worth every minute of your time and your money. And we are not asking for much of either, but we do enjoy having you guys along for the ride. Join the XP Guild in whatever fashion you want, and let's all level up together. Let's get back to this awesome adventure, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I am going to.
You did hear some screams in the other vault, or in the other train car, and they weren't from your companions.
Oh, just a quick thing. Would that have counted as technically the first round of combat? Like a surprise at least, or no? I don't know.
No, they were pretty ready for you to come in.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep
Okay.
forgetting. I forgot I had that surprise tech.
Yeah, like
duration.
the guy popped open the door and saw you.
Should have done it before.
I'm gonna throw a javelin at the guy on top.
Okay.
Where is it? There we go. Oh, do I get advantage if he's prone?
Not on a ranged attack. Technically,
Okay,
you'd get
that's right.
disadvantage, but I think because
Oh.
he's laying on top of
Mhm.
the thing, I kind of figure that it's probably evens out
Yeah.
because it doesn't really give him extra cover. It's just
Right.
was giving him a steady aim at.
Okay. I rolled a 17.
Yeah, that'll do.
All right. I do 7 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
You hear nothing
You're nothing.
except a thud. Yeah.
You hear the thud, and it may be just as satisfying as Joshua Redgate had.
Yeah.
Described it.
Slightly. All right. Any other actions?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right.
All right. We're back up at the top.
John.
John.
If I hide in the other side where the paintings are, can he hit me?
Ping where you're moving to. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, he's got clear shots of anybody coming around.
How about here?
No. That the room within the room would be blocking it.
Then I will hide here, and that will be my turn. If
All right.
anything, I'll use the hide action if possible.
Okay. Roll.
That is 18 total.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know. Well, you think he doesn't know where you're at. Salt, what you doing, buddy?
I'm gonna move my full 30 feet. I'm gonna take aim at the guy who's hiding on. It's still alive. Whichever one is still alive, I'm gonna shoot at him.
Yeah,
You
there's-
can't see him where you're at.
I can't.
No. There's
yeah, you'd have
great-
to weave through too many things.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll use my action to dash so I can get right here so he sees me.
Okay. Yeah, that would do it.
He aimed at me.
Yeah, I mean you can see him at this point now.
As he shoots at you.
Perfect. Come on, hit me.
I don't think 11 hits.
Nope.
Okay. That's the dice I know and hate. Yeah, I think at that point you could Brock.
Can I walk over the grate, or is it better to move around?
I mean, you can go
Doesn't
up and
matter.
over, but it's a 10-foot high, so you got to climb up. So it'd be slower to go up and over. So you're going around like that. Okay.
Does that do anything?
Yeah. The rug itself kind of wraps up and attempts to wrap around you as you step upon it.
Oh, I didn't step on the. I went around the rug on purpose.
Well,
Unless you
yeah. I
say
mean, if you get
I'm moving.
close
Okay.
enough to it, it's gonna react, and
Okay.
it's going to attempt to wrap around you.
I get an athletics check or something.
Yeah, 1 second.
It's a mimic carpet.
Let's see. So that would be a 24 to hit.
Oh, AC?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that hits.
Okay. All right. So now it wraps around you, and you are currently restrained and blinded, and you find it very hard to breathe in here as this thing like kind of starts constricting around you and suffocating you. Still have your action, so you may attempt to kind of escape from this if you desire.
All right, athletics check, or is it a saving throw, or?
Yeah, it would be like an athletics, as if you were kind of like as if you were grappled.
All right, I have advantage on those, so I'm going to try that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're probably the best one to have gotten into this situation.
Yep.
All right. The low dice is 16 on the dice. The high one is an actual 20 for 25.
Okay, yeah. You're able to like shove this thing off of you, and it kind of like falls down and floats down.
Can I direct where it, like since I'm grabbing it to
Sure.
pull it off, I want to throw it on the guard.
Okay, yeah, like you throw it over at the guard, and it kind of like just falls down next to the guard there on the floor.
Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea because that would tell me grab next to it. That's I'm going to actually just step up there, careful not to get too close to the carpet, and I'm in melee range with him.
Okay, perfect. Bane's turn now.
Okay, I'm gonna try to move, and I'll throw a javelin at the guard.
Okay.
Ah, damn it! Almost got 19. I got a 7. It missed.
Okay.
Yeah. Your javelin goes wide and hit the crates beside him.
Okay. As a bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on Brock, which will give him a +2 AC.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, what happens is this rug realizes that Brock's probably not the best target. It's going to move over, and it's going to attempt to go after Bane, and that would be a 22 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, it hit me.
All right, so you find yourself wrapped up by this carpet
Okay.
as it starts to, you don't need to breathe. So
No,
that
I
part's
surely
good. So, but it's still, you are currently blinded and restrained.
Okay.
And now back up at the top.
Yeah. John, what are you doing?
See if I can even make it there once. Can I go over him, or are they blocking the way?
Right now, Salt is blocking the way.
You should be able to squeeze through an ally's face without a problem.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you can.
Yeah.
You can squeeze
Depending
through
on,
this
depending on what you want to do.
Oh, I wanted to pretty much get to this guy and attack him.
way. Make your attack.
21 hit,
For sure.
Ooh, good question.
and I would booming blade with that attack, but that with the sneak damage is 11 total.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. You stab into it, dealing pretty massive amount of damage. He is kind of like bleeding there, barely
Still up?
clutching on. He's still up. Yep.
Okay, I bonus action attack one.
Okay.
That one's a 9, so that won't hit.
Yeah.
This is
He's able to kind of like move his crossbow in the way, and your blade slashes across it.
After that, I'm gonna move down here.
okay.
Okay.
Salt, it is your turn.
Yep, I'm gonna move a little bit closer to my friends who have this carpet that's trying to eat them, just because I want them to throw it at me so I can burn the thing. And then I'm gonna shoot my longbow at the guy who just shot at me.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah. Sounds reasonable.
So instead of
Does
healing,
24 hit.
Oh, yeah. Definitely hits.
Oh, good. Let's see. That's a lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
18.
Yeah. Yeah. An arrow sticks out of like the side of this guy's neck, and he can't even like respond. Like he reaches up and then slumps down to the ground, blood spraying across these paintings here.
Yeah, you notice that right now Salt is just extremely happy with everything that's going on.
All right.
John, next to you, the armor that's standing there, guard, turns and smashes its elbow at your face. 22 to hit and 7 points of bludgeoning damage as this metal shoulder like slams into your face, unsuspecting.
Just letting you know, that's dirty.
Why do you think I use these things? Now, Brock, you kind of catch probably out of the corner of your eye, like John reach up to his face as you see the armor that was stationary there before now slam its elbow into John and begin to attack your friend, or at least your colleague, maybe.
See, yeah. I stay where I am, and I attack.
Okay.
Keep forgetting I got that reach.
I also forget that these things get 2 attacks, but we'll stick with the one for now.
It's probably going to hit me anyway. I'm going to do a reckless attack, so I have advantage. 21 should hit, I hope.
Yeah, 21 will hit.
Maximum damage of 9, 10, 11. I keep forgetting I'm raging. So 11 damage.
Okay.
And then 21 to hit again. 9 points of damage.
Okay, yeah. You kind of led into this piece of armor, and you see like parts of it just like rent and torn in various locations.
Does it look like it's taking a beating from me, or does it look
Yeah.
like it's resisting somewhere? Because I know about resisting damage.
Yeah, no, it seems to be taking a beating.
Yeah, you see dents in the armor. I mean, it's some of it's caved in. Some of it's actually falling, hanging by loose threads.
All right, I stay where I am.
Bane, as you start your turn, you can feel this rug just constricting and grasping tighter and tighter around you. You're going to take 15 points of bludgeoning damage. I did roll max, sorry. As you begin your turn and this rug is just constricting on you. But it is your turn.
Yeah.
I'm still restrained, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So there
Still
you go.
Okay.
blinded and restrained.
So I can't can't do any physical actions.
You can attempt to escape the grapple
Mm-hmm.
if you desire. That one I know you can do.
I'm going to attempt to use my channel divinity,
Okay.
and that's going to be conquering presence.
All right. What does that one do?
It says, as an action, I can force chosen creatures within 30 feet to make a wisdom saving throw, or they become frightened for 1 minute.
Okay. So you just so I can make sure you know all the options as far as restrain goes. Your speed becomes 0.
Mm-hmm.
Attack rolls against you have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So you could still attack.
Mm-hmm.
The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So there's
Okay.
that. But yeah, so we're doing a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to target the rug and the armor, animated armor.
Okay, and if the rug, it would be, what would the
DC
condition?
12.
What are you?
Oh, frightened.
Okay, so you let loose this, and
Mhm.
it seems that like both of these constructs don't seem to react.
They're immune to being frightened.
Yeah, sadly. It would be the rug's turn, but it's gonna just stay where it is. It's happy with what it's doing, and so we go back to the top of the round with John.
I'm gonna attack this damn armor that just elbowed my face. That was horrible. That was a sick.
6 will not do.
Let me try that bonus attack him. See what that was 13.
13 will not do. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Anything else? You moving away or?
I don't want to, but I'm gonna do it because it's gonna beat on me again. So
Okay, yeah,
I'll
go
get
ahead.
over here.
All right, yeah. Salt. You see John kind of weakly attempt to attack this armor and then kind of dance away.
I'm gonna look at our bugbear friend, who right now I think is an insect. I'm going to put my right hand on him and say, "You haven't bled enough yet. Get back in the fight." As I'm casting Cure Wounds on him for 11 hit points.
There we go.
And then let's see, do I have any bonus actions I can do? Nope. So I'm gonna move closer.
All right.
No, I'm there. I am. There's nothing
Cool.
I can do.
Cool. The armor is going to advance.
Technically, it's within my reach.
Yeah, but it's not moving out of your
Right,
range.
right. That's true.
It's moving actually closer to you.
It's going to move in and swing with both of its fists. But I don't think either one of them's going to hit. One was a natural one. The other one was a 15 to hit.
Yeah, even without the shield of faith.
Okay.
Oh, you have to roll concentration for that when you were taking damage, Bane?
Yeah, I have to roll for
Either-
concentration.
Yeah. Either way, it didn't hit.
Okay.
Well, these didn't hit, but then...
Yeah, for next time.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your concentration just to check. I forgot.
What do I roll?
Concentration. You roll a Constitution saving throw, and
sorry.
you took 15 damage, so you need to get a 10 or better.
Okay.
And I hate to say this, but
17 or 16.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Bill, you had advantage on those attacks.
Oh, advantage.
I had advantage on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so one would be a 24 to hit,
Okay, that hits.
and that will do max damage of 8 points of damage. Bludgeoning, so that's half to 4.
This is but a scratch.
Yeah, and it is your turn, so you may respond now.
All right, reckless attack again. I am going to claw at it again. It's 15 hit.
15 will not hit.
All right. Oops. Okay. Yeah, 19 should hit.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
8 points of slashing damage on the second claw as I managed to penetrate the armor.
Yeah, it is kind of staggering, and it seems like the magic that's keeping it upright is starting to falter, but it is still on its feet. And at the start of your turn, Bane, you feel it still constricting, and you're going to take 9 more points of damage.
You're muted if you're trying to say something.
He's
But
just
if you're
annoyed
in
that he's
character-
close to death.
I was
he's
saying, if
still
you're
alive.
in character in the rug, then bonus.
But it is your turn, Bane.
okay. I guess I'll try to break grapple then.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and roll athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
That's what it says. It's kind of a weird-
11.
11 will not break it. It's got a firm hold, and you're having
Yep.
tough getting enough motion to break free.
Yeah.
Any bonus actions or anything?
I mean, I can't attack. Not
Uh,
really.
Yeah. So the rug is going to maintain its position, holding on to you. John, there's a rug wrapped around Bane, and there's armor that's attacking.
If I attack the rug, can I hit him or by accident? How
Yeah.
does that work?
There's definitely a chance. I mean, you don't really know how it works, but I mean, it's a rug, so it's pretty tough to not hit your friend.
Oh man, let me see what I can do here, cause I don't want to stab him. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll attack it and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. Roll.
I'll booming blade that damn thing.
Okay.
18
18 will hit.
12 damage total.
Right. Bane, you're going to take 6 points of damage, falling unconscious. And the rug itself seems to take a little bit of damage, but not quite as much as you would hope.
Is the carpet standing up now or no?
It's still currently holding on to Bane.
Can I try to use my bonus action to try to pull it off, or?
That would be more of a full action to attempt to free your friend from the grasp. And
that sucks.
you can't really tell that he's not really fighting much yet.
Well, I guess as a bonus action, I'll throw a dagger at the armor.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
16.
16 will bounce off the armor, clanging to the ground. Salt, what would you like to do?
First, I'm going to shoot the armor because it's annoying me.
Okay.
And I can't see Bane, so I can't even heal him.
Yeah, it's tough. He's
So-
wrapped up in her
The
carpet.
armor's annoying me, so it's getting shot by longbow first. And that is a 23.
Oh
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. Perfect. 15 damage.
You nail this armor, and you see magical sparks fly off of it as it just basically just breaks apart and falls directly to the ground.
And then I'm going to use my move action to try and stand basically on top of the rug. So it tries to grab me too.
Okay, sounds good. Next up is Brock.
I am going to grab the carpet and try to pull it off.
Okay,
Bane.
go ahead and make a athletics check. Obviously advantage because you are raging.
Nat 20 for 25.
You're able to rip the carpet off of Bane, and this Warforged body kind of falls out limp onto the ground, but you now have the carpet.
Yeah.
I'll wrap it around Salt.
Okay, so you toss it over at Salt. Bane, go ahead and give us a death saving throw.
Here we go. Damn it, Bruce. 19.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's a pass.
awesome.
Salt does a 15 hit.
So I'm now wrapped up.
So did a 15 hit?
Yeah.
You are wrapped up.
Does
You
it do damage this turn or no?
Not yet.
Dang it. I need it to
Dang
do
it.
No, I need it to do damage directly.
Yeah. Yeah,
John?
it will shortly, though. John, the rug has now been thrown onto Salt and then quickly wrapped Salt up.
You- Yeah.
Drag the body.
The TPK
Oh,
a carpet.
Yeah, right.
I point.
I'm gonna go towards Bane, and I notice he's clunked in the ground. I'll use the help action to like get him up.
Well, he's unconscious.
He's unconscious right now.
Can you?
I point
do
to him and say,
something
drag the body.
I mean, you could attempt to do like a medicine check if you wanted to see if you
Yeah.
can stabilize him.
All right, 17.
Yeah, that would probably be enough
Yeah, 10 is stabilized.
to stabilize him. So
Yeah, you
He-
can stabilize.
I mean, not that he breathes, but you can kind of tell that the circuitry that was kind of sparking has stopped sparking, but not like in a bad way. It seems like whatever you did, you like rejoined the cables that were kind of loose, and he seems to just be in this like stasis point. Anything with your bonus action or?
Nah, because I hit the carpet and I ended up hitting him, so I don't want to do the same with the other. So.
All right. So Salt, start of your turn, you will take 9 points of damage as it starts to constrict on you.
Just for the record, I did let go of the carpet.
Yeah, smart.
So as it does that, it starts to get very hot because I have a reaction.
Okay,
Burns things that attack me.
that sounds awesome.
A hellish rebuke. Using my ring again. I still got another charge of that.
Okay.
That's 19 damage,
All right,
and it's
awesome.
fire. If that matters.
So Salt, the fire erupts and really doesn't have anywhere else to go. So you're going to take 9 points of damage
Yep, that's fine.
as the rug kind of starts to burst into a bit of flame. So everyone else kind of sees this kind of like puff of flame burst out and then kind of start to diminish a bit. And the rug looks a little scorched, but it's still going. Salt, it's still your turn. That was the start of your turn. You are restrained, so attacks would be at disadvantage. But
Attacking
yeah,
it.
yeah, go
I'm
for it.
using cure wounds on myself.
Okay, it sounds good. It sounds good.
Might as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got 11 hit points back, so that's
all
good.
right. There you go. You're net
'Cause I
positive
just
2 on that
out of
turn.
myself. No. I haven't bled enough. Kill the
this-
stupid.
Yeah,
Then do it.
still going. Brock.
Okay, so since I'm going to grapple the carpet, I don't want to remove it. I just
Mhm.
want to grab a corner of it and pull it off, just enough that next time I can slash at it.
Okay, go ahead and make a grapple check. Obviously at advantage because you're whatever it is.
18.
Yeah, I think you would be able to like pull a little bit back, and you kind of give like Salt. You feel this bit of fresh air come in as a bit of the rug is kind of pulled back away. It's still constricting you in many spots, but it seems like Brock has pulled just a corner of it back. Bane is stabilized.
Yeah.
Currently, it's back up to John.
I say again, pull. I point at Bane. I go,
Oh.
pull the body.
Brock, give me a athletics check. Is the rug's trying to pull itself free from you?
With advantage, I get 18.
Okay, so it yanks itself away from you and wraps around Salt even tighter. I rolled a natural 18. It gets a bonus to that. Sorry. John, you're up again.
So Bane is still laying down.
Bane is laying down, but he is stabilized now.
Okay,
So
I'll drag him up here. Like I'll go around this way.
okay.
If anything, like over here.
Okay. Yeah, nobody took the potion, right? All right. So that was John. Salt, you're back up at this top of your turn.
Yep.
This will work out better for you. That was 5 points of damage.
Oh, wow.
As it
Well,
constricts.
I have one more charge on my ring, so I'm going
Wow.
to just slam my ring out as it constricts onto me.
Okay.
Doing... Oh, nice. Max damage, so 20.
All right. So you're going to take 10 points of damage
Yep.
as it burns up. But the rug, you now see like spots where the rug looks very thin, very weak, almost.
It's still choking me, right?
It's still choking you. It's still constricting on you, and you're finding it hard to breathe. But you can kind of feel parts of it that seems weak.
Well, then I'm going to Yes, I know I have disadvantage, but I'm using my longbow, so I have disadvantage anyways.
Yeah, so might as well, right?
It has my highest bonus. That would be a 11 was the lowest.
11 will not hit.
Oh,
But, I mean, that's good thinking. I mean, you had your bow anyway, so you might as well just, like, let loose the arrow, Brock.
I turn around towards John and I say, loot. And I'm getting fed up with this carpet and I'm just ripping it off and I'm going to hold on to it as tight as I can.
Okay, so give me a...
That was 23.
Tie goes to whom?
Technically, I think it's the
defender.
defender.
neutral.
I rolled a natural 20, but yeah, I think let's go ahead and just re-roll that one off. You probably got it on this one.
Oh, 15.
Yeah, you got it on this one.
Okay, so yeah, I rip it off, but I don't let go, and I almost will it to wrap around me.
Yeah, so you're holding on to it, and you're like kind of just holding it out there, and it was a struggle to get it off, but you were able to yank it off of Salt. The rug's gonna go, and he's gonna 19 to hit you, Brock.
That's fine. That hits.
So that the carpet now wraps around you, constricting. John,
What are you doing? All of y'all suddenly kind of feel the train slightly slowing down.
Oh shit. So there was an item in that cage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna, if it's closed, I'm gonna use the keys to open it and grab whatever's in there.
Yeah. Keys don't work.
Okay, I'll use my my two stools then.
okay,
Okay.
make a check.
What modifier will you guys use for that?
You're gonna use dexterity if you took your.
Yeah, I took expertise on it.
So that'd be, I think your proficiency is 2,
but-
so that's 4 plus dex modifier.
I also get 5 from my gloves of thievery, so
Okay.
that's what, like
12 if you have a +3 to dex.
okay, cool. I rolled an 18, so
Yeah. You pop that door wide open. You see another locked door within.
son of a bitch. Okay, do I got time to do that one too?
Not just yet. Salt.
Okay.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step back and then
Okay.
shoot the damn thing that's
Oh.
now attached to my bugbear.
Okay, go for it.
If I don't, you're gonna die anyways, Brock.
Oh, I'm not. I want you guys to loot the place.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not leaving someone.
Oh, I'm not gonna be here. If the carpet's not gonna be around for long.
That's all right. That's what he's doing. So make your
Plus,
attack
I know
roll.
you're raged, so you'll only take a quarter of the damage that I would deal. So you're probably the best target for me to do this with. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, perfect. 16.
Yeah. 16. So Brock, you're gonna take 4 points of damage, and the carpet itself will go limp. And Brock, you feel air reach you again as it just kind of like falls, tattered, burnt, and torn upon the floor. And you guys find yourselves suddenly like in a quieter, more calm place after quite a difficult experience in there.
Y'all do notice Bane is not moving.
I had that. You have him, and I point to Bane.
I have no healing left. I've used all my spells.
Oh.
And he's
All right.
stabilized, so I wanted to get rid of this rug before it killed all of us. We
Fair
can
enough.
pick him up and get off the train after we find whatever this thing is.
So John, second door.
And anyone else,
That
feel free
was
to.
a natural 20, so I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
32 opens.
You pop the door open, and inside you see a small box that is really nice wood, and it just has a little latch. It doesn't actually have a lock itself.
What's the thing?
What now?
How big is the box of items then?
About that big.
Is it big enough to go in my bag, or do I need to open it and take whatever's inside?
You could
Probably-
just stick it in.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Yeah, I'll do that because I don't know if they want us to touch whatever's inside, so I don't want to chance it.
Okay. Yeah, you pocket the box. What
As you-
does the rest of y'all do?
I'm looking around for loose items because I can't pick locks.
In this room, the only thing that is loose is the paintings.
I'm putting them in my bag.
All right.
Are they on frames?
Yeah, they are on frames, and they're so you would have to take them off the
Yep.
frames and roll them up.
Yep. I'll do that.
The far left-hand corner, there's boxes, chests about this big and this tall. They are all locked, though. On the far end of the room to the right, there is large crates that are nailed shut. And closest to where y'all pretty much destroyed the carpet, looked like fine casks that would hold liquor or spirits or liquids in general. And they're about...
Trend's slowing down, guys. We need to get off soon.
How many of these chests right over here can I pick up? Carrying capacity, physically, how many can I grab?
Physically?
I have a lot of carrying capacity.
Give me a 2d4.
And the next question is, what are you guys doing with Bane?
Almost max 7.
Yeah, you managed to finagle 7 of these chests, is basically what they are, on you, or in your bag, or however you'd like to place them.
I can carry up to 450 pounds, including a body.
It's mostly just the size.
Yeah.
So
I make sure, the next thing I do is I grab the body.
Okay.
And I say, let's go. And actually, as you see, he shrinks, it's almost like everything just like he just shrinks down. The skin regrows over the carapace, and he tightens up all his trench coat as he's grabbing these crates.
All right. What do y'all wish to do?
John, I saw you move to the other cabin.
Yeah. John's kind of greedy, so he wanted to see if he can at least get another one of those safes popped open and see if there's money or anything in there, and then he's gonna run out.
Go ahead and give us a Thieves Tools check.
That one's 24.
Okay. Why don't you roll us a D8?
3. What you find inside, it seems to be a banknote. As you look at it, it appears to be some kind of payment of delivery of goods, about 500 gold pieces worth.
Does that mean that if I did take that to a bank, I'd get the money or something?
Yes.
Cool. Well, I'll definitely pocket that and then run in the other room and tell him we need to go and help him carry Ben out. Because as much as I would like to go through all those safes, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the train is slowing down more.
All right.
As John came back into the room, I grabbed another arm off the corpse that was near me, and I just bit into one of the casks of wine or whatever liquid. I just want to see what's in it. It's fighting. But I'm getting ready to leave. I don't actually care. I just want to bite into something.
Yeah, there's like, it's a fine spirit in there. You've probably never had something so nice, but I mean, you get a little bit of it, but it's some sort of like, kind of like a brandy sort of a thing.
And how many paintings did I grab?
Paintings, yeah. Roll me a 1d8.
That's an 8.
8, yeah. Okay. You managed to grab 8 of them, of various sizes and whatnot. So.
Yep. And now we're leaving the train. We need to get off the thing before it's and run.
You guys are able to scatter out, jump off the train. You see the train kind of slowing down as it's making its way down the track still. It takes a little while for it to slow. They obviously realize that something is wrong. What are you guys doing?
Definitely should find cover far away from here.
What's the landscapes look like here?
There's kind of small rolling hills, quite a bit of copse of trees. Like you're starting to exit the main forest. So there's still patches of trees here and there, but it's kind of giving way from the main forest to a large like agricultural region. And you can kind of see in the distance the very small from where you are, but the walls of Umberhaven at a distance. Probably, still several hours away if you're walking, but still you can spot them.
Oh, definitely. And all the plumes of smoke and whatnot coming from it.
I actually undo the trench coat again. I will rage again. I know it's only going to last 6 seconds technically, but I start running with the body, with Bane, and I'll start running through as fast. I'll double, so bonus action, and then double move as I start running through the trees.
Okay. I mean, you can always have Salt punch you a couple times.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can always keep, I have a long range, so I can keep range.
You're not shooting.
And I don't think he has that many hit points left.
So are y'all going? Are y'all going together, or how are y'all going?
I
So-
think
Well, we gotta return the package that we came from. So
Right?
I think we
Yeah.
separate.
For the water.
Actually, the last thing I say is scatter.
Mhm.
Yeah, we should scatter.
Okay.
I'm
So
looking-
You can't talk.
everybody give me a stealth check.
What stealth check?
Except for Bane. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's relying on Brock's ability to keep you
Yeah.
hidden.
Yep.
At least until he can get you somewhere to rest.
Okay.
Do I see any water nearby?
Give us a perception check.
Okay. That's a 25.
Yeah, there's a lake that seems to be, off kind of to the north of the tracks.
Does it have a river?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a small one.
Perfect. I'm scattering that way because I can swim, unlike everyone else in the party.
Okay. Yeah. So what everybody roll?
24 for my stealth.
1, 2.
And Brock.
21. So the rogue is the one who got the worst stealth score.
Yeah, it's all right.
Basically, y'all scatter to the winds, and ultimately, y'all head back to Umberhaven. Right? It takes 2 or 3 hours, give or take, because y'all are moving around, doing y'all's thing.
By that point, Bane would have woken up, having been carried by Brock for a while, able to spend hit dice or whatever to recover. You get there, the city seems to be kind of in an uproar, or at least like the guards are searching, but in general, you guys have spent enough time with the Thieves Guild that you kind of know the secret ways in and out of the city. So you're able to make it in and return to Theodore Booth. Beaten, battered, torn, but successful. You arrive, and of course, Eddie is waiting for you guys. Yes, he's always in the back, so he's always kind of nearby. But when you arrive, he will, even just seeing you come in, he will turn and go in to find Theodore and bring out Mr. Booth. Well, a return. Did you bring what I asked you for?
I'll lay
Yes.
the bag on the table.
Excellent. And he'll open it up. You'll see this pair of actually gauntlets sitting in there, dwarven make with runes etched across them, finely crafted. Very nice, boys and girls. Sorry, Salt. Well,
Not even there at this point. So dropped
yeah.
his bag at
Yeah.
the door and is just swimming
Yeah.
to labs.
Did you return? Like, did everyone return to the city, or did anyone decide to stay out? Or
No, I
I'm returned. I'm just not in the building with them. I'm just swimming in the water.
Everybody's in the back.
yeah, this is like you get into the city, and if you went to the gentleman's club sort of thing, he
Y'all
comes
are
to the
never-
back door.
Yeah, y'all are never allowed indoors.
Oh, okay.
Not
I'm
there
sorry.
anyways. Yeah, because
I'm at whatever lake or river's nearby and just swimming.
okay. So you leave it up to the others to kind of turn in the position.
I dropped off the bag with the paintings to Brock when I saw him, and then went back to the water.
All right. Everyone else, anyone else doing anything?
If Bane is up and he's there, John would pass by him and he would be like, "You got something on your coat," and he would rub it off, and I'm gonna use my sleight of hands to slide that banknote in his trench coat.
into mine.
No.
What's a
Bane.
Bane? Oh,
Bane
Bane.
into Bane's trench coat.
So that's 29 total. I'm pretty sure he doesn't notice.
I mean, passive perception, no.
All right.
I don't need that. I have the highest perception. So
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys wish to do? Theodore will open the bag. If you guys Brock, are you giving him the bag that Salt dropped off, or?
Oh yeah. We get 20. He takes 20%, so I'm dropping off all the loot at his convenience. And
Wow, very nice. I didn't actually expect you guys to either succeed, and if you did, I'm pleasantly surprised that you were turning all this in. Now, the paintings do belong to the Elven Syndicate, so there will be a lessened amount, as we will have to return most of them to them. And these chests are artifacts, sadly, from one of the nearby museums that we are not allowed to steal from. Again, we will give you a finder's fee, of course, 500 gold, and we do appreciate it. You have proven your worth to the Grey Minotaurs. Wherever you, if you ever come across your friend Salt, let her know that her job was appreciated. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Hopefully
That's a
I'll see you
she.
again.
Salt's a she.
Uh,
Whatever. I can't tell.
Nobody knows the gender of Salt, actually.
Salt is, as lizards are, they're kind of hard to tell.
What, they don't have breasts?
So, as your newfound position comes, y'all are now all crew bosses. As time goes on, weeks pass, year pass. What is Brock doing?
Well, Brock has set up a nice little crew of his own, and he keeps it balanced. It's not just a smash and grab, but he keeps it balanced, a nice variety of skills, and they perform, like simple like missions like similar to this one. And they go and grab something, come back out, and disappear into the wind. Occasionally, he'll probably meet up with some of the others from this one, because this is probably his last favorite mission. The rest of them seem boring compared to this last one. So occasionally, he would maybe every year he would request everyone join, and they'll meet together for a drink, even if nothing's said, even if it's just one drink, and then people disappear. But that's what he requests. But then he goes back to his crew. He enjoys it. It's family to him now. Like there's anyone who betrays the family is probably not left alive. But it's everyone. There's a trust between him and his crew, and he treats them well.
John, where do we see John at in a year?
John being John, he would probably get a few guys that he figures that he can teach him how to do what he does. And at first he would take them on missions and, help them out, but he would get to the point that he would teach them what he can do and make them work for him and just lay back.
Salt, what is Salt doing within a year?
You would notice that Salt really isn't in the town much anymore. Salt actually has essentially made a pirate crew of things that can swim in the water, but we don't attack merchant ships like most pirates would. We actually go after pirates because they usually have more loot than merchant ships, but every once in a while I come back to the town to see what's going on.
Bane, probably about a week or two after this mission, you find a banknote in your pocket.
A banknote in my pocket. Okay, how much?
Worth 500 gold pieces.
Ooh, interesting.
You don't know how it got there either.
He would probably take that banknote, buy a church, convert it into a Raven Queen church, and basically create a new covenant of a church of spies, basically, for himself, and working in collaboration with the Thieves Guild.
Very nice. And you guys have managed to set up yourselves into a nice kind of cushy position, at least for the time. The guild leaving you for the most part alone, as long as your 20% of ties come in. Your information rolls in, and you find yourselves well protected from them. Any small scrapes you come across seem to disappear. Police seem to not try to raid your church or your den that you're located. And at that, I think it's a great place for us to call it a night. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. I know it ran a little bit long there, but you guys were awesome and had some really cool interesting things. So thanks everyone for joining us.